Hey, hello everyone. Just seeing who's left here after the live here with the Whiskey Dick. Continuing our fun this evening. I have no idea if anyone's even here yet, so I'm going to check the stream here. I'm going to go over to my stream, see who's hanging out here, and check it out. So let's see here. What do we have hanging out this evening? So hopefully we'll get a few people to join us. That'd be great. I don't know who the hell is still sober. That's part of the issue. So we got Arthur. How's it going, buddy? Hey, Arthur. So as of right now, it's me and Arthur, which is fine. Hopefully Steve A will be here joining us in a few minutes. Howdy Whiskey, how's it going? So this is kind of a late impromptu, guys. We're just finishing up on the Whiskey Dick's channel. And it's, of course, 1 o'clock in the morning for us. It's midnight here, and I figure this is just going to be a hangout, guys. If you guys want to come hang out, Steve A is probably going to join us, one of our mods. He's a cool dude. If you guys don't know him, Steve's freaking awesome from Minnesota. So he should be joining us here in a few minutes. I know he's going to Distill America this weekend. Here's Steve. I'm going to grab Steve right quick. Hey, Steve. How's it going?
Not too bad. Yourself? Okay, is the audio coming through?
So audio's good.
Okay.
So, yeah, I figure we'll hang out. You know, I figure Bill has had his thing, and even if it ends up being 5 of us, it's all good. I still just want to hang out with everybody and have a good time. So,
okay, this is not going to... I will be back in a minute.
Okay, no problem. It's all good. So, Steve left us. It's just fine. No big deal. Hey, Richie, would you like to come into a stream, Richie Z? I'd love to have you on the show, man. If you'd like to come in and come hang out with us. If you'd like to join us on the stream, I'm more than happy to send you a link. If you'd like to join us, Richie, I think it'd be fun to have you on the stream. I mean, I know you're very knowledgeable on whiskey, so it's all good. Yeah. Oh, you're going to Texas Whiskey Fest? Oh, sweet, dude. No, as well. Texas Whiskey Fest, which would be very fun. Absolutely. So, good times. I realize there's 4 of us sitting here, which is fine. 5 now. Oh, okay. All right, Richie. Oh, man, dude, Richie, that's too bad. All right, Richie, when you have whenever it's all working good, let me know, buddy. I'd love to have you on just for you to come out hang out with us for one night. I'd love to have you on for a stream one night with you. I mean, I know you're really knowledgeable in whiskey. And don't forget, Richie, I owe you stuff. So I'm finally able to start putting stuff together this week. So everything I owe you, Richie, I'll send out in the next week or so. So that'll be the good news. So a lot of you guys I owe stuff to will be coming in the next week or two. I promise everything's going to finally start going out. So that's the other good news. Hey, so we got here, see. Oh, sweet, dude. Richie, that'd be awesome. I'd love to have you if it started a channel. That'd be great. That sounds fantastic. Hey, Ben Demon Hunter, good to see you. Yeah, but a fried laptop will not do. But yeah, you want to come on here, Richie Z, and come start some stuff? Let us know, man. Hey, DJ11, how you going? Got your girl off to work. Now, DJ11, do you have a channel? I cannot. I think you do. I can't remember 100% for sure if you do or not, but if you do, let me know. If you want to come and hang out with us, I mean, more than happy to have you come just hang with us. I mean, if you want to email me, it's whiskeycrusaders3@gmail.com. I'm happy to let you in. Ooh, the high wire Southern Revival Jimmy Redcorn. All right, I'm going to get Steve back in here. Let's see here.
No.
All right, hey. Good?
Sorry, fighting with my camera.
Oh, it happens. No big deal.
Yeah, it was. I swapped from the built-in camera to a Logitech, and
the Logitech is
too high, so I couldn't see what was going on, and it was just driving me batty.
I understand completely. Oh, and you dropped off again. Shit happens. Well, I'm sure we'll get Steve back here in a minute. So let's see. You have a channel, Howdy Whiskey? Send me an email at let's see back in here. You're back now for good?
And then I go and hit the wrong damn X on the tab when I was trying to switch over to something.
Nice.
Gonna be one of those nights.
Yeah. Howdy Whiskey. If you have a channel, send me an email to whiskeycrusaders3@gmail.com and I'll be more than happy to send you a link. Come hang out. Yeah, this is not going to be anything, amazing or fascinating or anything this evening. I mean, obviously,
man.
midnight for us. Now, Steve, are you Central Time where you're at the moment?
I'm Central.
Okay, so it's midnight for both of us then.
Yep.
So, I expect maybe this will last till whenever. No, I mean, we're no topics, just us hanging out, having a good time. So,
pretty
like
much.
I said, it's whoever wants to come hang out.
4 p.m. tomorrow. I don't care.
What time is? So you're at Distill America. So
yep.
I guess tell the few of us that are here what the hell Distill America is.
So it's a distillery festival that started, 10 years ago now, in Madison. That basically highlights American distilleries and all of the major U.S. distilleries and a whole bunch of craft distilleries, especially from the Wisconsin area, show up. And it's at the hotel that I'm staying at, and it's just they've got the standard kind of, you have the regular entry, and then you have the VIP entry, and then you've got the ultra VIP that's the world whiskey experience.
Cool.
That last year was all sherried scotches from Diageo. So it was like the Lagavulin Distillers Edition and the Oban Distillers Edition. I don't remember what the other one was. I'll be interested. I did that last year, doing that again this year. I'll be interested to see if they do something different. If they don't do something different, that'll be I skipped that part next year. So last year, I was here. That was when I actually first met Mike and Ed from Rot Gut Review and Patrick from My Whiskey Den, and they're both going to be here tomorrow.
Right.
And Scott from My Bourbon Journey. He showed up last year and chatted with him very little bit during the festival itself, as opposed to the other two. Actually, kind of hung out with them a little bit. Actually, in my hotel room the night before and the night after for the
nice.
For the pre-party and after party. So it's that's the plan for tomorrow.
Very cool. Yeah, obviously Ed, Mike, and Pat are all good people, good channels.
Oh, absolutely, they're fun.
I always enjoy the hell out of them for sure. So
it sounds like Erica's going to be joining in this year. So
very nice. That'll be fun.
What do you move over to?
Some more Remus 3. So I guess you said So what did you bring with you to Distill America this year in your hotel room?
My entire Glendronach collection.
Wow.
So
very nice.
Cask strength batches 7 and 8, and the Portwood, and the 12 and the 15, and the 15 tawny port cask, and the 18 and the 21, and the 1993 Master Vintage 25 year.
Wow. You brought this. All right.
And then let's see, we have Middleton 2017 and the Dare Gaelic Bluebell Forest Tree Number 4 and Volstead and all 3 of the Remus releases and 4 SMWS bottles.
Very nice.
Well, hello, Jason.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, all good stuff. Hey, DJ. Yeah, there's DJ 11. So all good. Hey, Wheels. How's it going, Brandon? Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Brandon. I didn't bring any Rocknar, Brandon. Sorry.
Yeah, we have to review the whiskey. We have to review the whiskeys he's given us. He's given us a few at this point. We have to review all those. Probably
Far North Spirits, I bet. Rocknar.
Yep, that's one of them.
Them.
That's one of them for sure. He gave us that Sierra Norte, that Mexican whiskey.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had anything to do with that one.
It's not good at all. It is pretty horrible.
What can you do? Not all whiskeys are good.
I will review it with all honesty. So I think for us, all of our things for the channel is I'll review all things with honesty. If it sucks, it sucks.
That's the way you got to do it. If it sucks, or if it's just, this is, some people are going to like it. It's just not what I'm interested in.
Exactly.
What else can you do? You got to be honest about it.
There has to be,
otherwise people are going to stop watching.
Correct. I mean, I think for us, honesty is key. Even if it's people I know, I'm like, if your product sucks, I'm going to tell you straight to your face it sucks.
Pretty much.
We've been invited by TX to come out to them, and I'm sure they well know we think their shit sucks.
Interesting.
I told their master distiller straight up it sucked.
Yeah. Well,
so that he's going to give us some other stuff he thinks we'll actually like. I'm like,
which is exactly what I'm thinking, is that if they're inviting you there when you've made it very clear how you feel about their current product, that kind of leads me to think that they've got some other product that they're coming out with that they think is going to be much more acceptable.
Exactly. So I'm hoping the stuff he shows us that he said he's got some experimentals are good. So if it is good, I'll tell you. If it sucks, I'll tell you it sucks. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
only way to go.
There's nothing to say except for here's what it tastes like.
Absolutely.
If it tastes like asshole, it tastes like asshole. It is what it is. We try our best.
Yep. Absolutely.
To be honest. I mean, when obviously when we have distilleries on, I'm not going to have a distillery I don't like. I mean, let's be honest on that. I'm only going to distilleries I really like a lot. Like we had, Traverse Sadion, which was good whiskey. I like their whiskey a lot. But I'm not going to have on someone go, hey, your whiskey always sucks to their face. I mean, I'll tell them that, in person, but I'm not going to tell them on a stream that. I mean, that's kind of fucked up. I mean, that makes me a shitty person. So,
Yeah, I can't do that, man.
Yeah, no one's drinking asshole. I totally agree with that.
And DJ Wonderland is correct. Nobody wants that.
That sounds really terrible.
No, quite.
Yeah.
You're the one who brought it up, so.
No, this is true. But yeah, I've only had the one Sierra Norte. Now, the funny thing is, so I think it was last year, one of them was, I think, number 20 on the Whiskey Advocate list for best whiskeys in the world, or whatever the hell that list is for them for the year.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm hoping what I tried is just a shitty example, and that the other stuff that's on the list is actually good.
Yeah. Well, and so how new are they? Because if they're kind of in that,
I think they've been around for a while. I mean, not on the international scene, but I think they've been around for probably maybe like 5 years. I mean, not a long time, but I mean, long enough.
Right.
I mean, for me, it's not great.
Yeah.
So I guess DJ 11's been doing plantation rum. I do like rum, everyone, by the way.
Plantation rum is good stuff. Haven't had the pineapple though.
Wow. No, I did. So I did try the Foursquare Empire the other day.
Okay.
That stuff is amazing. You had that one at all?
No, I'll have to watch for that one.
Have you had Foursquare in general?
I think I had one of their releases at some point, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I've got that.
Kind of my go-to really right now is actually the Kirk and Sweeney 23 year.
Oh my god, that 23 is so good.
It's so good and it's so cheap.
It's
a wonderful combination.
You can't beat it.
Yeah,
it's one of the best for me. One of the best rums on the market. Really. Hey Ben, how's it going, buddy?
Hey Ben. And Wheels, I don't have that bottle because that's back at home and I'm not at home.
Yeah, Foursquare. Only reason I can get Foursquare is, of course, my here we got Dan. Here we go. How do you whiskey? Let me grab Dan here. Oh shit, where'd Steve go? Hey Dan, how's it going?
Hey Matt,
how's it going? I think Steve dropped out for a second. We'll grab him back here in a minute when he comes back in.
All right. I just got done drinking some Octomore 10.
Oh, it's a good one, isn't it?
Today at a couple different liquor stores.
Grab Steve back here. There you are.
My computer's being weird tonight.
Hey, Brian, if you want to come in, Brian, you're more than welcome. I don't know if your stuff's set up or not, but BV Bull 200. That's Brian from Pit Face Barbecue, the best barbecue that I've ever freaking had. So we actually plan to do an actual whole meetup, whiskey, exchange barbecue thing with him. So next probably 6-7 weeks, we'll let everybody know. It's going to be a fun time though. So the only thing we'll charge for is just the cover the meat. That's the only thing we'll charge. So we make $10 a person. Won't be a whole lot. cover a really good meet, and just have a really good time. And I'll bring a shitload of really good whiskey. So you'll drink more whiskey than you'll pay for the meat. So let's put it that way.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds like La Quinta.
Sounds like La Quinta for real. Now, Dan. So are you going to come to La Quinta this year?
I'd like to try to. Doing lots of trips to Mexico, going to Kentucky next week. So I got that.
Very nice.
It's just lots of trips. I'll be in Vegas 2 weeks after that. So one trip after another.
All right. So talk about. So where are you located? What does your channel do? Tell us about your channel.
How do you whiskey? I actually haven't had anything on there in the last 2 months since Christmas, but it all started up, just predominantly bourbon, but whiskey in general. Just like you, just talking about it and comparing, different bourbons side by side, same distilleries, same mash bill, stuff like that. So it just, it's fun. I don't do it for, publicity. I do it because I enjoy it.
Exactly. And what state are you in?
Illinois, just outside Chicago.
Close to Kentucky. Okay, cool. So what is your favorite thing you've tried recently?
Probably that Octomore that I just poured. I just got that today. I found this in a liquor store. I'm about to pour it right now.
Oh my gosh, you got a Perpetuum? Oh, nice.
They have a whole bunch. It's in a corner. They're all dusty. And then another one that I'm excited to try. I'm so happy you lit up the channel because I'm like, all right, cool. So I got this, which is a Glen Roth's 20-year.
Okay. Simcox Nation. Very nice. So I assume that's a cask strength?
Yes. And it's
at
52.9.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was $100 on clearance.
See, that Perpetuum, I actually like that Perpetuum better than I like the Ardbeg 21.
Yeah?
Yeah, I tried it in the vault side by side. I thought the Perpetuum was better.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, so I think that's a really, really good. I have one waiting for me in a place that not to be disclosed that's coming to me. I've traded someone for one. It'll be coming in the next few months. So I have a very nice trading schedule with this person, but we don't discuss who this person is or what we trade. We trade a lot of whiskey, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for obvious reasons, I can't name who this person is, and they don't want to be disclosed. Just fine by me. But I get really good stuff from them, so it's all good.
You can't be making problems with your suppliers like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, David Hatton joined. Who else we got here? Dean D. Very nice. Yeah, I'm excited about this. Yeah, I like that a lot.
It is good.
Definitely. Yeah, that's really cool. You got to pick those old bottles up.
I was so excited. I went through this whole liquor store. I was out in a whole different suburb for work and found this liquor store, and I went in there and just studied the whole thing. They kept trying to, we got our rare stuff over here. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Then all of a sudden I'm going through, and it was the very end where they had all the scotches. And in the very bottom right-hand corner, they had all the Ardbegs. And I was hoping for like a Supernova or a Dark
Cove.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Dark Cove is glorious.
Oh, it is so good. In fact, I'm gonna go pull
regular.
I love the Dark Cove. I do love Dark Cove. That is one of the best whiskeys I've ever had.
Oh yeah. I need more Dark Cove in my life.
Dark Cove in our life.
I'd just like to try it. I haven't tried. It's on the
in my life.
Oh, you haven't had it? Oh,
no, sir.
Well, tell you what. Send me an email with your address. I'll send you some.
That'd be fantastic.
You haven't had it. If you're an Ardbeg fan, I'm going to have to send you some. I can't have you not have it for this in your life.
I showed you all the Ardbeg bottles I have. It's just the only one I don't have is like that one. I didn't have this Perpetuum. So I was really excited about that. I got two of the Supernovas. I got two the Ardbeg Drum Committee releases.
Very nice. Those are both excellent.
So that looks like the regular Dark Cove there,
It's
Matt?
the regular, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't have a committee release, unfortunately, but I know people who do. So I'm going to try theirs at some point. I just don't currently have.
I have about an ounce of committee release sitting for me at home in a sample bottle from Sipper Social Club.
Nice.
Oh, very nice from Jeremy. Very nice. Yeah. So Andy, I can't tell you his last name because of what he does for a living, has some for me to try. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
But yeah, he's been shit. I've known Andy for a couple of years at least now.
That's fine.
Yeah, he sends us some really cool stuff, but like, unfortunately, I can tell you his last name because of what he does for a living. So Andy's the best I can play.
We don't need those details, man.
Exactly.
Steve, what are you drinking?
SMWS 29-year Cambus single grain.
Oh yeah,
Hello.
Nice. That's one of the stories I've actually never had. That's very cool. Now, have you had Cameron Bridge ever, Steve?
I have not.
Okay. So what we'll do is come September, I will bring you some Cameron Bridge. If you bring me some of that, that'll be perfect.
I guess I'll have to pull out a sample bottle when I get back home this weekend.
Yes, I'll give you an ounce of that.
Oh, man.
12 an ounce of each. That sounds perfect. In fact, now I'll do you better. I'll also bring you I will bring you 1 ounce of the Johnny Walker Glenary Royale as well, if you'd like.
Never heard of it, but that
It's the Ghost and Rare edition that came out last year.
Oh, okay.
It is very good. Very, yeah. You know, like Ben says, grain whiskey is like old grain whiskey is really good. It's the young shit that sucks.
29 years. So
Yeah.
Yeah, 29 years is perfect. Yeah, because I've got a 25-year Cameron Bridge. I tried a 21-year Strathclyde was really good.
Okay.
I tried that over at Liquor Hounds. That was really tasty. What else have I had? Some Old North British is really good. Gervon's really good. That's old. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Cameron Bridge that you have that you really like.
Oh, the 25?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, that thing is amazing.
it is. Yeah, this is another one I found on clearance.
How much you pay for it?
I think it was 120.
Oh my god, that's a great deal. I was still paying 170 for the one I had. Shit,
Yeah.
120 is amazing.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I've had some Gervin and North British in advent calendars the last couple of years.
Oh, good stuff.
Yep.
So this is a good question here coming from Arthur is, what is grain whiskey when it comes to Scotch and Irish? So really for grain whiskey, it's mostly going to be corn. For young stuff, it's not great. So your blends are fine. You get some older, it is magical, especially finishing a sherry cask or a cask finishing is really good. All right. And like Ben says, that 43-year Invergordon, that shit was delicious. He's got a single cask nation of that Ben's brought us. Freaking awesome stuff. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. And Jason Coates has the correct answer, the technically correct answer in there, that for Scotch, a grain whiskey is the product from the single distillery that's anything other than 100% malted barley in a pot still.
This is
So
true.
If it's in not a pot still, even if it's 100% malted barley, that's a grain whiskey. Or if it's a combination of malted and unmalted barley, or malted barley and corn, or malted barley and wheat, or malted barley and rye, or or unmalted barley and anything like that in either a pot still or a column still, that's a grain whiskey for Scotch purposes.
I'm going to send Ben a link to have Ben join us because
Nice. More the berrier.
Absolutely.
yeah, I think pretty much Ben knows a shitload about whiskey, guys. So I'm gonna have Ben join us. So Ben did our Compass Box night.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sorry. Shit.
Ben.
I'm bummed Richie Z's not in.
Yeah, he said his thing wasn't working. Unfortunately, I was gonna have Richie in here for sure. So I must have Ben join us. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ben's got an awesome collection. Ben's really super knowledgeable on whiskey. So. All right, so Ben, I sent you a link, buddy. I put it in Discord, Ben. So if you're gonna go into Discord and get it, that'd be perfect.
Anytime, Arthur.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right, Arthur. It has to come in a column still. Obviously, it's grain. So that is kind of a requirement. Like Gervon, like I said, is really good. Even the Gervon number 4 apps is really good whiskey, and that's young whiskey, and it's really good. I like Gervon a lot. Now, on the same premise of Gervon is Il Sabé, which is unfortunately not available in this country. But I thankfully have a bottle from the UK that somebody sent that my buddy picked up. It's really good. That's peated Lowland, which is really, really good stuff. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Glendronach, depends what you're looking for. The 18 for me is 163.
About
150, 159.
155, something like that for me right now.
I do love Glendronach. Glendronach is one of my favorites.
I got the 21 year on my wish list.
Oh, the Parliament? Yeah, dude, that stuff's amazing.
$200. I just need to pull the trigger.
Oh, for 200? Yeah, pull the trigger right now
200
because I
jump
paid
on it.
250 and I was thrilled. 200, pull that trigger.
Well, I did
Somehow I got
buy
this for
that
165.
Octomore today. That was my big purchase.
Did you say you paid 155, Steve?
65. But yeah,
165.
yeah,
Where the
it
hell
was
did
like,
you
I'm
get
like,
165?
yes, I'll take that.
From Ace? All right, I'm going to grab Ben here. Hey, Ben, how's it going?
Hey, Ben.
What's going on, Ben?
Grain whiskey. You guys talking about that?
Hell yeah, man. Good. I'm happy to pull out a bunch of really good grain whiskey. I've got a bunch of grain whiskey I've never even opened.
I only got one.
I feel like people pass it up because they see the age and then they see the price tag of like under $150, and they're like, "There's no way that could be good."
It's freaking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
all
that
right,
it's so much easier and cheaper to make
Well-
that the price at the end, even being that old, doesn't have to be that high.
Yeah. Yeah. And Brian, if you do get it set up, let me know and I'll let you in, buddy. You can talk about your awesome barbecue.
Yeah, buddy.
Because I don't know.
I can't
You
wait.
guys have, like, seriously, it's some of the best barbecue you've ever had. I mean, I'm not saying because my friend. I'm saying because his barbecue is fucking amazing.
That's big words coming from Texas.
It puts most restaurants here to fucking shame. I mean, it is garbage compared to his stuff. And I've had a lot of Texas whiskey. I mean, Texas barbecue. Oh, and whiskey, obviously. It really does put it to shame. It's amazing stuff. Now, Dean says, like, the tariffs have hit on a lot, so that's true. The tariffs have hit, and they suck.
Have they hit Dallas?
Well, only at Total Wine
Okay.
because they're being fucking assholes.
I haven't seen too much here in
Yeah.
Illinois.
They've raised the price of Macallan 18 up to $370, which is absurd.
It's crazy.
I actually just saw Macallan 18 for like $260 at a store earlier today,
Which still pisses me off.
which is still too much, which is why I didn't buy it. But
So $100 more than that's what Total Wine wants now for Macallan 18, which is absurd.
yeah, it's just the pricing on Macallan's once you get past the 12 and 12 double cask is
It's like bite me.
ridiculous.
Well, I mean, like the rare
Um,
cask, I think at like 200, 250 is not bad. I don't
No,
know
I agree.
where it is. Like,
I've never the only time I've seen it that low was so actually both of my bottles I ended up paying about $200 for a rare cask. The one of them had been on the shelf at that store for like a year and a half and nobody was buying it, and they lowered the price around Christmas time just to get rid of the damn thing. And the other one was with a tasting that was rare cask and the 1826 and the number 6 and the M for $150 and $100 off of one of the bottles in the tasting. So I'm like, okay, I'll grab a rare cask for that.
Nice. Hey,
So
Pat, do you want to join us? If
Yeah.
you want to join, Pat, let me know. I'll send you an email.
Oh, hey Pat, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. You sure will because you're at the same event. That's right. You sure will.
He remembers what it was like last year, so he has an idea what it's going to be like this year. But I don't know that he's seen the picture of stuff that I brought this time.
So how many distillers are at this Distill America thing anyway?
200 some odd.
Wow.
Holy shit.
damn.
All right, so it's funny. So speaking of that, so Pat says a bunch of different things. That Dominés, that have you had that honey spirit? You tried that one yet all? Last year when you were Distill America, Steve?
The which one?
The Dominés. It's a honey spirit.
Oh yeah.
That shit's fucking good.
That was the one. Pat sent you a sample of that you had with him a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that shit
Yeah,
was
they had that at Still America last year, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah, it was way more than just really good. That was incredible. And the bonus is I like mead as well.
Me too. So
you know,
it's perfect.
The combo was good.
Meat is good.
Oh, Pass to go to sleep soon.
Yep. Well, he's got a pretty good. I think he lives far enough north. He's got a several-hour drive to get down here.
Oh, I figured that. I figured he wasn't there.
Yeah, I can't really blame him too much there.
Oh, all right, Pat. Love it. That's fantastic. That Dominic that stuff was amazing.
Pat, I'll have to talk to you because I need to figure out where I can buy some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, so hopefully, I'm sure Pat will have a good time tomorrow with you at Still America. Should be a fun time for you guys for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that stuff was really good. That Yahara Bay, that IPA single malt, that stuff was awesome. Like weird, but great.
The really interesting one that I had for that last year was, I think, is it the Kings County that does the peated bourbon?
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that last year. That was really good too. What am I missing in chat?
Just looking to see what everybody's saying.
Steve, where are you from?
Minnesota, just outside of Minneapolis.
Nice. A little colder. A
A little bit.
Ben, how about you?
I'm from Pittsburgh, but I live in Austin now.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Change of pace there.
The weather's a lot nicer.
Yeah, go big or go home, right?
So when we're off here, Ben, I have to ask you some stuff that I think you'll be interested in, certainly in talking about. About a meetup I want to have with about 4 of us.
Oh,
I'll talk to you about that. Not on here.
yeah. Those
could be.
those small meetups are always fun.
Yeah, last time I guess it was with me, you, Travis, and Trey and Kimberly, and that was it. It was fun.
Yeah, that was a good night.
Wow.
So it's always a good night, and we can open pretty much anything in the bar. It's always a good night.
Yeah. Have any of you guys had the 13-year-old wild turkey yet?
Yes.
I tried it once. It was very good.
Yeah.
I do not unfortunately have a bottle.
You want a bottle? Because I have a second bottle, and it's not what I thought it was going to be.
I'm with you on that, Ben. I thought it was going to be something different. I felt like it wasn't too far from just 101.
Yeah. Like, it's good, but it's not like, when you go to Japan, you get this, and you're like, oh, this is going to be fantastic. And I opened it up, and I was like, it's wild turkey. It tastes kind of like 101. A little bit more on, like, cinnamon and like pepper bite to it, but that's about it.
Yep. Yeah, we got guys in our club that go to Japan all the time, bring back crazy stuff. So
cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I know there's some stuff that you want to review for your channel that's like harder to get.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to have. DJ11. The answer is yes, you should buy George T. Stagg. The answer is always yes when he comes from. That's going to be retail at Total Wine, so yes.
Well,
yeah.
Brian, I'll send you a. Let's see here. What do you think? I'll send this to you, Brian. I'll send you an email.
Did any of you guys win anything from the Total Wine raffles?
No.
Yeah. No.
And yes, from Total Wine, that's going to be at retail price, so you absolutely buy a bottle.
Yeah, the answer is yes on buying it. If I won anything, yes. Well, I've noticed some people that won some stuff, just wasn't me.
Yeah, I've seen. We don't have Total Wine by me. It's all Binny's.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've never been to a Binny's. So how is Binny's? Is that like as big as a Total Wine, or how big is a Binny's? Is that a pretty big store? I've heard of it. I just don't know about it.
They own the Chicagoland market pretty much. There's another one that's
a big
little smaller. That's Garfield's. It's called. But
cool.
Yeah, it's Binny's is just it's exactly what Liquor Barn is, and in Total Wine.
Okay.
Out by you guys, I'm sure. It's everywhere.
Do they have like a reward system like Total Wine? So if you spend a certain amount of dollar amounts, you get access to a certain tier?
So what it is they have it's not a rewards program, but like every time you purchase something, it goes onto your name. So
Okay.
people like you and I, like we have, 2 or 3 different names, depending on where you go. So
Yeah.
it's just what you need to do. But yeah, and then at the end of the year, and then they go through, and if your name's on a list, and obviously you make friends with all the managers and stuff like that. I have a lot of managers in my back pocket. Just like today, I stopped at one of my stores. We all did a big sampling of King of Kentucky, and they were blown away. And they're never going to forget me for that. And
Very nice.
it works out.
Okay.
So, let's see here. Matthew McNabb won a Thomas Handy. Very nice. Joe Noviak wants to know, he doesn't understand why George Dickel, 13-year Ballman, was the Whiskey Advocate 2019 Whiskey of the Year.
I agree with him.
Maybe any of us here. Because it's a fine, it's as far as being 13 years old, being Ball and Bond, being, $35, I get it. But is it the best we ever had? No. It's meh at best. I mean, it's a fine whiskey. I just don't think it's whiskey of the year. We reviewed it back, compared it to a Smooth Ambler back, I don't know, a few months ago. They're 13-year. I mean, it wasn't a bad whiskey. It's just not a great whiskey. I'm going to let Brian in.
Yeah, but that Smooth Ambler is like $45 to $70, and
Agree.
the Dickel
That's
is
true.
30 to 45. So
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, Multi definitely pick up the GTS for $150.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, Brian, how's it
Brian.
going?
Hey, Brian.
So, if any of you guys don't know this, obviously, if you haven't, this is Brian from Pit Face Barbecue. So, the best barbecue you could ever had. This is Brian. So, when we have our little meetup here, this is the guy making all the awesome food.
Nice.
He also happens to know a lot about whiskey.
Matt, appreciate the invite. Just wanted to drop in and say what's up to everybody.
Nice.
Got a little High West double rye aged in the blended malt Scotch casks.
ooh,
Nice.
It's actually this. And then my buddy Gary's with me with a little Heaven Hill stick here.
There you go. Oh, is that the 175 they have at Hill?
Dude, that stuff, I'm telling you, for the money,
Just
it's
the
like
bomb.
$22. I think it's a Kentucky exclusive.
It is.
yeah.
Just had one brought down for $22 for a handle. If you can get past the plastic bottle, it's a great pour.
I can get.
We were
Yeah.
had a little bit neat and drank most of it old fashioned things all night.
Sounds like a good plan.
The nose on this is amazing. This just opened the Glen Ross 20-year single can.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, it sounds
Oh,
good.
this is amazing, especially after drinking the Ardbeg.
Yeah, that's a good one. Single Cast Nation for sure. Yeah, let me see what I can find here. Some old ass whiskey I haven't opened yet. I've got some really old shit I've never opened.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Has old bottles, and some of them he hasn't opened. Who,
I mean, the real question is,
who would have
what
thought
do you
that?
open? I mean, I've got some 30-year stuff I've never opened. Some of it I'm saving for my daughter's wedding, so I'm definitely not opening it.
Yeah.
I've got a Glenfiddich 30-year. I've got some Bunnahabhain 25. Those are not getting opened. Some Glenlivet 25s
Okay.
not getting opened. I've got
Next time I'm up in Dallas, I'll give you a sample of that Bunnahabhain 25 because I had a bottle open. And that's a secondary bottle up there, and that
sweet.
stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, 'cause you have the wooden box, right, Ben?
Yeah, I have the older wooden box, not the new kind of
Because I
fake
tried
wood.
that newer box. I was not impressed.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey.
so they say it's the same distillate, but I think it's like there's more actual 25 in the new one, and the older one was closer to 30 to 35-year-old, but they have a
It makes more
35 now.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
it makes more sense.
Hey Ben,
Yeah.
is the Bunnahabhain 25 you're talking about, is that from the distillery or a private select Bunnahabhain 25?
From the distillery.
So I have this Lanoc Bunnahabhain 25.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to hear like how it compares.
That one I think you got from Specs. right?
Yeah, I got it at Specs. They had some like crazy blowout on their private select stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like December, they had a bunch of stuff that was like marked down to $70-$80. I remember. I don't know if it was that one exactly, but
Back in October, they were doing a pretty good sale on that stuff too when we were down for the Bastards Ball.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot more like floral and like tropical fruit notes on the distillery exclusive one. But that one, I think there's a little bit of sherry cask more maturation in the 25. The Lanac one, I think, is all ex-bourbon, if I remember correctly. But it's still really good. I mean, for a 25-year-old Scotch under $150, you can't pass that up.
Yeah, that was the crazy thing with the sale they had. I got this one for like $80.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I think they were selling it for like $160, and it was like basically half off for the deal at Specs.
That's the same with me over at Binny's. Like they have this thing, it's called End of Bin, and they put it on a big rack. And like people don't know Scotch, and that's where like I jump in and I try all these different things. And I know if something's 20 years old, it's got to be halfway decent for $100. So that's what I do.
Yeah,
Right.
there's this chain down in Central Texas called Twin Liquors, and they'll do a $1 day sale. So it's next Thursday. It's like everything's marked down to the lowest basement price of what they pay for, and then they add $1. So there's all these like IBs that have just been sitting there for 3-4 months, and they'll mark it down to $50-$60 a bottle. And I'm like, I'll pick up 2 or 3 of those because they're going to be good.
How many are on the shelf? We'll just yes.
Well, the thing is that they now started to do that. If you want to buy, you can pre-order what you're going to buy at dollar prices, but it's 2 cases for it, which was kind of like, okay, but all the good stuff's going to be gone. But I don't want to have to go and search out every store what they have, because their online sales are terrible. They have you go online and they're like, oh, everything's in the store that's there, and I'm like, yeah, all like the decent rums and all the old scotches and the high end bourbons are just missing. So I don't know until I walk into a store, which is kind of annoying if you want to do online sales.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a Barry's 18-year North British, a single cask at cask strength 57%. So here's hoping this is really good for Bill's Whiskey Challenge. For the Pound 2020 Whiskey Challenge, it's all good.
Is that what we're calling it now?
SMWS bottle.
I'm not about to call it a stupid fucking hashtag.
You guys are too old.
You're right. We're fucking old.
Sound like my wife.
Dude, I'm 24. I'm pretty young in the realm of like guys that are into this.
I feel like I'm 24.
Because the first time, when you came here the first time, man, were you like 22 the first time you came up here?
Yeah.
It's funny. So I was like, I had no idea Ben was that young. I was like, holy shit, you're 22? Holy crap.
You get into whiskey and you like, the internet has a lot of great information. And you go, oh, this is kind of cool. People are reviewing bottles. And I started to actually go to liquor stores while I was legal. I'm like, oh, these bottles are decently priced. I'm making a little bit of money. And all of a sudden I end up with like, almost 300 bottles back there. And I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of an obsession now.
Yep.
We have problems.
24. Jesus.
Yeah. It got to the point when I was moving down here, I was hiding bottles in like storage bins that I didn't realize I had. And I was like, oh, this is heavy. Now I got to move all this shit. This was not a good idea.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
Oh, I'm in love with this right now.
Is that your first single cast nation? Because I love their independent bottling.
No, I have 1 or 2 other ones in the bunker there. I'd have to go grab them to tell you what they are.
That's fine.
But yeah, no. Every time I see something that's worthy, I grab it, and I haven't been let down yet.
Yeah, no, they're one of the ones that I like. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a 9-year-old, and I'm like, that's probably decent. So, and they price it reasonably well compared to age and what it is.
Yeah, when you see $250, now it's $100. You're like, I'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up this Glenleash 23 for $175, and I was like, for 23, oh yeah, 23-year-old Glenleash, you can't. Good luck trying to find something relatively priced for that kind of,
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
what's in the bottle.
For sure.
Plus, I think it's all Oloroso Sherry second fill, which I'm glad that they put all that detail on the side of the bottle.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Good stuff.
Now you say I gotta go see my other single cask.
That's the problem is once you start getting independent ballers, so many good independent ballers out there. There's like Berries, Signatory,
Cadenhead,
Lonic,
yeah,
and like Single Cast Nation. What the hell's the other one? Gordon MacPhail. Any of those guys just make awesome whiskey.
Gordon MacPhail has tiers, right, of their independent bottlings. Like they have like the connoisseur's choice, and then they have like the super limited. Like I can't really, I don't know exactly what it is, but I just know when you go there, you see like some of them are really cheap, and then some of them are super expensive, and it could be the same distillery around the same age, and I don't know what the difference is other than price.
Part of the problem is you almost never see most of them anyway.
Well, okay. When you travel around and you go to like New York, San Francisco, there's a lot of bottles that are super expensive that I see that I'm like, I'm never going to pay that, but it's nice to look.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally get that completely. Yeah, exactly. Nice to look. There's plenty of those nice to look bottles. Like I've got some, the hell is it called? Was it Peter Viac? That is, they only were around for 20 years or so as a distillery. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one of their actual official bottlings. We got a big swirl. Nice.
Yeah.
It's not in my glass right now. The glass right now is the Longmorn 25.
That makes you want to. So the best whiskey I ever had, still my number one, Longmorn 35 Scots edition, cask strength. Holy fuck. Is that the best stuff ever? So the first time Ben came up here, I gave him some of it.
Yeah, that was so good.
That's the best whiskey I ever had. By bar none, best whiskey ever.
Thanks, Ben.
Nah, this is yours.
Oh, is that the brown or the purple?
That's
Brown.
That's greenish brown.
Oh, yes.
Yum.
Yeah, because 3 years almost now. I think it's been like a year and a half.
Been like a year and a half, yeah.
Well, that was one of the reasons that I got the when I saw this one show up on the SMWS site. I'm like, wait a minute, that's 25 years. That means that it's the old Longmorn version, not the new one.
Right. Yeah, I traded Ben a couple of bottles for that one.
Okay, sure.
What was it? A double single and a local barley 10. We got that and a Ball Blair 1990. So we called it a good trade for both of us.
Oh, yeah.
It's because of you, Matt, that I went out and grabbed that there Gaelic because you said that was so good.
Oh, which one did you get?
The Tree 3.
Ooh, you get a Tree 3?
Yeah.
No shit. I've never even seen a tree. Yeah, bring that.
I have the 4 with me.
I've got a 4 and I've got a 1. Let me see that tree. So I want that new Knockmore Forest. I want that really bad. All right. So what forest is that one?
Bluebell Forest.
Bluebell. It's 3-3.
Okay.
Yeah, tree number 3.
I've got a number 4 from Bluebell Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
I've got one of the Bluebell 4s here too.
So I'm holding this because I do a guys trip every year. We go out and shoot guns and fish and golf, and it's just a guys' weekend.
Manly things. All right.
Well, predominantly everybody's Irish, so they all bring up a little dinner.
That works.
Last year I did a rare the 21-year drawing a blank, the Redbreast.
Well,
I was so excited. I was kind of let down though.
Redbreast
I thought it was
21.
good, but
It's good.
it didn't blow my socks off.
Yeah, the Derek Galish, the Grinnell's Wood, that Tree 1, top 3 whiskeys I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Shit is mind-blowing good. So not only have I say that, I've given it to Liquor Hound, who loved it, and to Scott from
Yeah, that's the show that I watched when Scott was on.
Oh, when Scott was on. Okay, very nice. Yeah, the shit was amazing. Like it blows away all the Irish. So we tried it. I compared it the other night on a live stream to the 24-year single malt from Teeling, which is amazing whiskey.
Yeah,
Grinnell's Wood blows it the fuck away. I mean, it's a different class. It is so damn good.
So I have an Irishman 2014 cask strength that's my favorite Irish right now that I put in my mouth because I haven't opened this one yet. But
very nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is hard to find good Irish. I'd agree with that. Yeah, so we've got a sample which we will review very soon for March, for obviously Irish month, of the Dream Cask, the 32-year freaking red bread.
I want that so badly.
Holy fuck, is that good?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I've never even seen one of those. The Irishman you got. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got some old Irishman, not that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is cool as shit, dude.
Wow.
Awesome.
This was also on clearance for $100.
Oh my god, that hurts my
I'm so
soul.
mad I didn't grab more.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, I've had multiple red spots. DJ11. The 32 Dreamcast, yes. The reason we have a sample of the Dreamcast is because of Brad LeClaire,
I was gonna say Brad.
Strength, who's an amazing demigod gentleman. If you guys haven't checked them out, you should, because Brad is awesome.
Yeah.
Brad
And
is amazing.
cask strength.
Nice.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Have you guys old malt cask?
No, I haven't had that.
18-year-old Craigellachie sherry butt exclusive.
Nice, very nice.
That's got to be delicious.
That sounds
Cracking it open.
All right. Well, I don't have that. I have a 23-year. I can pour that. I mean, it's the best.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Yours is probably better as a sherry cast, though.
I think he. Oh no, he's back. He froze up for a moment.
They froze
I'm
up.
back.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's back.
Yeah. But the 17 is like $180 now in Austin. It's ridiculous.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I just want to say you guys made my night. I was so bored watching live PD and I'm like, oh man, all of a sudden this popped up. I'm like, yes.
You're like, please let me in. There we go. Here we go. So,
Hell, I was just joking with Whiskey Dick saying it was about when he was trying to get ADHD Fishing to join in, saying, and ADHD Fishing was saying that he wasn't set up for that. I'm like, I could be in a couple of minutes if I had an invite. And next thing I know, Bill's throwing me an invite. I'm like, I was kidding. But I don't because why not?
Matt was on a freaking live stream. I was like, dude, you're on your own stream. You're set up. It's not that hard.
I can't imagine how you can't be. If you have the stuff to do a live stream, there's no way you can't join a StreamYard broadcast. If
I'm home, I can join within 5 minutes. It's not a big deal.
Oh wow, this is really good.
I'm sure it is.
So I poured a little bit of the 23 of the Craigellachie 23.
Was that from when Irene was up?
This is my personal bottle, but I do have a little bit left of the 23. I have some of the 17, plus all the other good shit she left us, which most of it I gave to Will and Sarah because I already had it, which was fine. I think I gave them like 6 or 7 bottles that night. There wasn't a lot left in them, but I gave it to them.
Yeah, that was a fun night though.
It was a fun night. That was a good night for sure. She was fun. She did a really good job that night. It was supposed to be, two brands, Aberfeldy and Craigellachie, turned into 5 brands and 13 whiskeys later. It was a good night. And then we proceeded to all get pretty much hammered. I know I did. I know Irene did. We both got pretty fucking trashed. So, it is what it is.
So, Matt, are your kids sleeping?
Oh, yes. They're asleep. They went actually, surprisingly, my kids both went to bed at 11:30.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
Which for me that's pretty fucking early.
Wait a minute. And actually went to bed?
And went to bed. Willingly told me they were going to bed.
Okay, that's the part that I don't understand and I'm not quite sure I believe.
Yeah.
Well, so last Sunday we were going to film a coffee and whiskey episode, and my buddy Dan, who owns the coffee company, we got all the whiskey down there, we got the light set up, everything. We're about to start filming. Gets a call from his kid that his younger son fell off his bicycle and was screaming bloody murder. So they had to leave, and excuse me. So his kid, I guess, sprained his arm, so he's in a sling for the next month. So my kid, Violet, of course, I think you all know, screams like bloody murder during our streams. She's running around outside in our cul-de-sac, and she falls down and hurts her arm and her hand. So we had to go into the emergency room. Super. And she sprained her hand. So, yeah, fun times for us last week, for sure. So, yeah, so that's one of the things we'll be shooting, so hopefully the next couple of weeks again, coffee and whiskey. But, yeah, so we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up on that.
Nice.
Shit happens. Yeah, what I'm really looking forward to is our Kona Ice and Whiskey episode, which I don't know if you guys know. Kona Ice is a snow cone company. So their corporate office signed off on us making an episode with their stuff.
Nice.
So my buddy owns a Kona Ice truck, and so we're going to end up doing that. So it should be fun.
Very
Okay, so Matthew McNabb said he got one of those Jameson coffees. Yeah, that cold brew was actually really good. I did like the cold brew.
So, question to you guys. I know it's been slow in whiskey wise. Is there anything that you guys have your eyes set on coming out in the next month or so?
That new Ardbeg for sure. That new back
with the Ram, yeah,
and the Wee Beastie. I want those two for sure.
Larracy Barrel Proof. I've not seen it in Austin at all.
No.
Larceny.
Yeah, Larceny, yeah.
That's true. I want that one too. That's true.
That one.
The other one I'm looking at is Charter Oak. So our friends at the store, I think most of you know, is collecting the Charter Oaks for me so I can get all three of them so I can buy all of them and review them, which would be really fun.
Is that the
So I'm looking forward to
Mongolian and
Charter
the
Oak.
French? What's the third one?
I don't know, but he said he's getting me a third one. He said, when I have all three, you can buy all three together. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I will. He goes, I won't sell to you until I have all three. I'm like, I can wait.
Yeah. Well,
And his MSRP is $80. He said he'll charge me $80 a bottle. I'm like, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
Works for me.
So it worked for me.
that's how I am.
Yeah.
Whatever shipping and whatever the cost is.
Yeah,
I'm happy to help.
yeah, we're lucky that thankfully we're really good friends with a bunch of liquor stores here, and they sell to us at cost. Thank God.
The new Teeling pot still, their actual new make, what their own distillate supposed to come to the U.S. in 2020, but I don't know when exactly that's dropping.
So here's the deal on that. So I think you guys know Teeling was supposed to be here again for another live stream with us. So Julian, who's our buddy from Teeling, stuff came up. He couldn't join us, but he is supposed to get us a bottle of that pot still. So God willing, we'll have it in the next few weeks, which I'll be very excited to have. Oh, see, that's the one I want to try. Is that Glenallachie, which I still have not tried, and the Glenallachie. So Wheels is supposed to get us a bottle of that, which is really cool. That's one I'm really looking forward to. I know Ralphie had it as his number one whiskey a year ago, that Glenallachie. So I have a 6-year Glenallachie from Lonick, but I want to try the real Glenallachie, the 12-year, and then I guess he found a cask strength Glenallachie. So I'm really looking forward to getting those bottles. It'll be fun.
And Matt, quit yawning.
I know, but shit happens.
Yeah.
It's only 1 a.m.
It's only 1 a.m.
Almost. Still got 5 minutes until 1
Hey,
a.m.
Eric.
Hey, Eric Evanson, how's it going, buddy?
Unnamed Orkney from 2005. I don't know, you guys familiar with that?
Unnamed Orkney. Well, there's only 2 distilleries in Orkney. It's got to either be Highland Park or Scapa. Either one of the two. And if it's peated, it's going to be Hollenberg. If it's not, it's Scapa.
And pretty much what it comes down to.
So, like, why
Dram
doesn't
Bam
Highland
Mankey Man,
Park-
which old pepper? So let us know. Let us know when you try it if it has peat or not. They'll answer our question who the hell it belongs to.
But why doesn't Highland Park want their name on independent bottlings? I still don't get it.
I don't know. So one we're going to actually review in the next couple of weeks is a Highland Park. Did I give you that one, Ben? Highland Park 21 year. That's the Scott's cast strength. Okay. If not, next time you're here, I'll give you some.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's good
Okay.
stuff. It's really, really good. In fact,
Cool.
I will make sure you
Looking
have
forward
some
to
next
that.
time you're here. It's delicious. Yeah, that and then that 28-year-old Pulteney I've got. Good
That
stuff.
one's fantastic.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
that was really good. So I think we're going to review those two in the next couple of weeks. Is those Scott's editions, a 20-year-old Pulteney and a 21-year Highland Park.
Nice.
I'm gonna bring up the Jim Beam Craft Signature Craft Series. Whatever ones you don't.
Cool.
I've got one of those at home. I don't remember.
Yeah, because the ones I've got is the 11-year brown rice and the red winter wheat. Yeah,
I think
Okay.
it's the Red Winter Wheat is the one that I.
those are delicious. That red winter wheat I really like.
And, you know, to be honest, I'm almost positive it's one of those two. I don't remember which bottle it is.
There's several others I just don't have, but I know that there's like 2 or 3 other ones.
I remember being at the store and they had about 4 or 5 of them. And they had all of them down off of the shelf behind the counter. And I was looking at it and I was reading the description and thinking about it and reading. I'm like, oh, I'll go with this one.
Oh shit! So I got an old pepper
That's
here for
right.
like $75. Which one do you have there, Ben?
I got all of them. So this rolled oat, and then there's a high rye, which I'm pretty think is just sure it's just old granddad, just in a different bottling, but I'm not 100% sure
Okay.
on that. You got the brown rice
Okay.
and 6-row barley,
Oh, nice.
Trical,
Nice.
Very nice.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Yeah, Ron, we moved over because Bill went to bed, and I figured I'm not done drinking. Let's have our friends come hang out, and we'll drink some more.
Yeah. You know, you said old granddad. Liquor Hound mentioned a year or two ago one of his favorite bourbons is 114 from the early 80s. And I ended up grabbing one. It should be at my house pretty soon.
wow.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Old granddad's good stuff.
Well, yeah, from the early 80s. Actually, one of my liquor stores, they have a bottle that a lady came in with. Her father was deceased and brought in some liquor, and she was curious to know about this bottle. And it was an old granddad from 1951 with the tax stamp still.
Right.
And it's been opened, but it was oxidized. We all sampled it. I still tried it, even though they said it was bad. I had to. It was
You
bad, but the
you
bottle.
gotta give it a shot for something like that. I mean, come on.
That's
Do
awesome.
you guys do you hunt for Dusties, like old,
Oh, if it's there, yeah, sure. I got a friend of mine that his father owned a bar, and the bar closed down. They kept all the Jim Beam bottles. They thought the decanters would be cool, so he's been giving them to me, here and there. I actually got one right back here. Old Jim Beam still has a tax stamp on there.
Very nice.
Remington.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude. That's a cool bottle. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I also got a fire engine that is all intact, everything tax stamp in the box. Still
In the
see-
box, wow.
And a train car, one of the train cars.
Oh, very nice.
Very cool. He has a whole closet full of
Yeah,
these.
'cause, I mean, I've had some wow. I mean, I've had some like old Wild Turkey decanters and some Michter's decanters, and they're good, but they're like, the prices that people want for them. I'm always like, I don't think it's worth it for what's in the bottle.
You don't know. Okay, that's the whole point. It's like you don't know, and you think that like, oh man, I gotta have that. It's old. It's got to be good. No, it's not always the case.
Yeah.
Especially if you get those mini decanters, that shit's terrible. So we had some of my buddies. They buy Old Turkey and stuff. He got a decanter. He got some. Damn thing was empty.
Oh,
It all evaporated out. It was not a good day. Ooh, the cost of yellow barley. An old Ezra Black hot belly stove decanter. Ooh, I bet that's good.
this is the bottle.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that looks really nice.
Beautiful freaking bottle.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
When
often
do-
buy the bottle from the liquor store. They're like, we can't sell it to you. She just came in and gave it to us.
Nice.
I'm so lucky.
Night, Alti. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Right,
More decanter style, like old
we'll have to
Fitzgerald.
catch up sometime.
There's Fred Gilbert. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Fred.
Yeah, this is the very late stream after Bill.
I think this is awesome. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
it's
fun.
fun. This is what I enjoy for sure.
Let's see. Bill went for almost 4 hours. I was in there about the last hour and a half or so.
Here's
and then
another hour of this one.
here. And
Yeah, as long as I have at least another hour or two. So it's funny. So I got an email from StreamYard that says, "Oh, you've gone 13 hours. 10%. That's like the top 10% people ever fucking streamed." I'm like, good for them. They're like, we only have 7 hours left. I'm like, I got plenty of time then
7 hours left in what, the week or?
for the month.
Oh, ooh.
Oh, okay.
I need like about two and a half when it's Bourbon Nights here on Monday, which will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figure if we go for 3 hours, we're good.
And then that,
So
you're up to what? 4.
that still will be fine.
You're up to 4 hour. You're getting close there, man.
Whatever. If worse comes to worse, I'll buy a month. Who cares? It's all good.
It's only money.
When's the
$20.
Patreon coming?
Have you seen my whiskey collection? I don't care about $20.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, for you, especially.
Sell a bottle, buy a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit, it's more than that. It's easy.
Depends on the bottle.
I mean, I've got bottles worth thousands of dollars. It's just not that big a deal.
Yeah. I know.
I can buy many, many years of StreamYard with sell a bottle. That's not a problem. Oh, speaking of
Uh-oh.
decades, I do have a Tomatin Decades I've never opened. I'd like to try it, but I haven't opened it yet.
Not saving
Hey,
it
guys.
for special reason, then why not?
Yeah. I gotta go. I gotta get some sleep.
All right, night, Ben.
Hey, good night, Ben.
Thank you guys.
So, Matt, another one that I got on end of bin or clearance is this guy here.
Oh, how is that?
I've never opened it.
So I've seen that one. I just have never tried. I was like, I wanted to see somebody open it first before I bought one.
I don't mind being your guinea pig.
All right, yeah, I'd love to. If you'd open that, and if it's really good, I'll buy one. But I just want to know if it's any good.
They got more. And I don't remember. I bought this a while ago, but I know they still have more that's on clearance. It comes in at 40%, 792 bottles. Now it says blended Scotch whiskey, but
Correct. It is a blend.
years. So is it blended with like different whiskeys, or is it different?
It's gonna be malt and it's gonna be grain.
Okay.
But it all has to be at least 25 years old. And anything that's 25 years old is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Grain or malt, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. That's the way I look at it.
It's not going to matter. It's going to be awesome. Like I've got some 30-year-old blends that'll freaking knock your socks off. That are just amazing.
Yeah, William Grant. All right.
Oh, William Grant, mate. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So it's William Grant. It's gonna be all. It's you know what it's gonna be.
There we go.
It's gonna be Glenfiddich, Balvenie, Canenvy, and it's going to be their grain distillery. So it's gonna be a little bit of Gravon.
And I'm okay with all of them.
All those are good. So what you're gonna end up having is like a super duper awesome. Yeah, if that's all that's in it, it's gonna be amazing because those are all really good distilleries, and yeah, nothing good, but nothing but good things are gonna come.
And I don't know from where you are, but the color on it's really nice too.
That's beautiful color.
Yeah,
So what's the proof on that?
it's 40. Unfortunately, it's not
It's
cast
40.
strength.
It is what it is. What's my thoughts on Glen Ross? Glen Ross is really good. Glen Ross, so they're funny. So they have a bunch of vintages, which are old and younger, depending which vintage you get. But now their new stuff is actually have a age statement on it. So which Glen Ross do you want to know about? And I can tell you.
The Glen Ross I had earlier today was phenomenal.
This is true.
Hey, Donald.
Is Donald in here? Oh, Donald Rance. Ah, yes. How's it going, Donald? Hey, Donald, do you want to join us, buddy?
Yeah,
Join Donald. More than happy to have you in.
we need an even number.
Yeah, Donald's a good. Yeah, he like I said, he's the Irish Yoda, no doubt. He is amazing. Ooh. The Whiskey Maker's Cut, very nice. Yeah, Whiskey Maker's Cut here is about $65. It's pretty good. It's good stuff. I've got a bottle of it somewhere. I don't remember where. I got that within the last year. Where the hell it's at? Not 100% sure at the moment.
So
Somewhere
Matt,
here.
You don't have this. This will be the bottle I send or sample I send you.
Sounds great.
This smells amazing.
Good to know then. Let me see what else I can do.
Yeah.
Liquid IV.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's Aaron got me pointed at this stuff, and it's like, this seems to work pretty well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
was
Oh,
worth
yeah.
and with as many different pours as I've had tonight, they've all been really small, but there's been a lot of them.
Yeah, and some of them have been very potent.
Mhm.
53s, a 55. Yeah.
Let's see. My favorite Talisker is the Dark Storm, which is a duty-free only. If you can't get that one, get the 18. Both are really, really good. Let's see here. The recent barrel picks we have is a Lone Elm and the YouTube barrel from Iron Root. We might have one or two bottles left of that, depending what Robert can get out of the barrel. So you might be able to get with that one. I will talk to Brandon tomorrow, Matthew McNabb, and figure out what the status is. We had some snafus. The original store we were going through wanted us to buy the whole barrel up front, which I was not cool with. Or rather do a per bottle sale, which usually works how it usually works, which is not a problem. I don't have $6,000 to shell out for a barrel right now. Sorry, that's a lot of freaking money. So
Picky.
you buy by the bottle, which is fine. So we've got some stuff worked out with another liquor store. They'll let us buy by the bottle, and we'll get that taken care of, and I'll let you know, and then we'll get that out to you. Everything I owe anybody that's in this chat will get taken care of the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm finally able to start bottling up stuff, samples, bottles, everything I owe everyone. I finally have time again. So my shit season at work is finally over. So
None of that.
it's not over. It's not over, but it's better than it was. We're almost at March, and as an accountant, I think everyone knows an accountant, this is the shit season for me.
Mm-hmm.
Until April ends and tax season ends, my life sucks. Needless to say, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Yeah,
What if, like,
exactly. I'm not spending $6,000 for a barrel, guys. So
Yeah.
I don't have $6,000. So until that, so like I said, I gotta buy the bottle. But we'll get it. It's not a problem.
Sounded like Donald was just needed to get set up and might be joining in.
Yeah, I sent him the link. As soon as he's ready, I'll have him join.
Perfect.
Matt, are you part of the barrel pick that Kyle over at Bourbon Blind is doing with a new riff?
No, I'm not.
The YouTubers are on there on the pick.
Oh, really? I thought that pick was just Kyle, Aaron, and company, but they're also in on the Iron Root pick.
Oh, maybe I got it mixed up.
Yeah, they're doing a Bourbon Blind is
Iron
doing
Root
the new
so
riff
bad.
pick. They're in on the YouTuber Iron Root pick though from back in
Yes, definitely.
September or October.
Nice. I got a guy that travels to Texas all the time, and I'm like, find me an Iron Root. Just get me an Iron Root bourbon and bring it back, and I'll buy it and pay for whatever extra.
If you need Iron Root, we can make it happen.
Only thing in Illinois I can't get.
What was that, Ted?
Iron Root, I can't get it in Illinois. It's nowhere. I know people have mentioned it that it's somewhere, but I don't know where. I travel to more liquor stores than
Is there a Total Wine in Illinois?
no.
Okay, head up to Madison and stop off at Total Wine. They have it on the shelf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total. Basically, I know that Iron Root is working with Total Wine, and as far as I know, essentially any Total Wine is going to have at least the Harbinger and Harbinger XC on the shelf. I don't know about any of the other releases, but at least the Harbinger.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Can find that in Minnesota anytime I want, and I'm happy for that.
Yep. Yeah. So Jason says his birthday's the day before tax day. Want to guess how he spends it every year? I assume buying whiskey. Dylan wants to know: can you itemize your whiskey? Yes, you can if you have a channel, or you buy a bunch and you take the sales tax off, as I do. Let's see. Do I have another pitch for it? I do. It's all good. We've got it figured out. Thank God. For DFW Whiskey Club, run by Raymond Taylor. Really cool guy, I know. Oh, here's Donald. Let me grab Donald here real quick, guys. We're going to go with him, and we're going to take care of that loan out for everybody. Hey, Donald, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? How are you guys doing?
Good. Let's see. You want to know about the Old St. Nick? That's good stuff. God willing, I'll have the rep from St. Preservation on for Old St. Nick sometime next couple months. I'm hoping.
And now you're yawning again. Cut that
I know.
out.
It's 1:16. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, then turn off the stream if you're that tired.
These kids went to bed early. That means they're going to be waking up early.
Oh, I don't care.
I don't care.
All I have to remember to do is turn on the how to make bacon at 7 a.m. We're good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Donald, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you, sir?
Good, good. What's in your glass?
Just got home, so I'm deciding what to pick. I've got a couple of options beside me. I've got one of my new Teelings, the Strong Ale.
Ooh, very nice.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Tasty.
I've got
So,
the
Donald, I had to get something for you. I had to pull this whiskey out for you, Donald. I
got the Teeling barley wine as well,
That also looks good.
and I've also got the Teeling Stout cask, the entire Galway Bay
Oh hell yeah!
range. Yeah. So
I've had the Galway Bay Stout when I was in Ireland, and that was really freaking good.
oh, it's awesome. the barley wine might actually be even better in terms of being an interesting dram to pour.
I don't, I'm trying to think about how much a barley wine would leave in the barrel as opposed to what a stout's going to leave behind.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a big part of what ends up going back into the whiskey because, that barrel was a bourbon barrel, then it was an Irish whiskey barrel, then it was a beer barrel, and now it's, there's not a lot of wood left to it, so it's a matter of what the previous components have left behind. So
yeah, definitely. But I can tell you that this thing makes it really, really lively.
okay.
There's definite hints of hops, and yeah, it's just really interesting.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Hey, Donald, have you had this one yet? This McConnell's?
No, I haven't.
You're gonna love this thing. $26.99 and delicious.
Blend?
All nice tropical fruits like we have on those really good Irish.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Cool.
So this is a new to the market. So the family of McConnell's apparently went to jail for making whiskey during Prohibition in Ireland. So their family has rekindled the recipe and started just putting this out. It's just arrived in America in the last couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
And this is not comes only at 84, but it's really nice tropical fruits, nice bready notes. This is a good Irish for super cheap.
Well, so I have those Teelings, right? I have my new bottle of Four Roses single barrel, which I haven't gotten into. Just a regular single barrel.
Okay. Still good.
That's still a good bottle.
It's my first bottle of Four Roses, so
very nice.
Good first bottle of Four Roses to get.
yeah. So, and then I've got a whole plethora of different Irish and Scotch in the closet right now. So, might just pour some of this Teeling Stout.
I don't have any Teeling, so I might have to jump on the Teeling bandwagon.
You should. Teeling makes good stuff.
Oh no, I've heard phenomenal things. It's just like I got so much it's just one of those things. I haven't had a chance to grab it for a reason.
Yep.
So you're staying at the Beaumont?
Oh yeah,
Mr. Dixon.
yeah. We're hanging out with Dixon Deadman, and then we're going with some members from our club, the Adventures Club Bourbon Society.
Very cool.
And we're going down there, and we have a dinner with him, and then we're going to his bourbon cave, and we're going to sample some of his stuff. We have a bottle share going on, and
Very cool.
And then we're going to Buffalo Trace in the morning.
Cool. Well, Dixon owes me some things, so
I'll let him know.
let him know that he owes me.
Cool.
He'll be reminded.
He was supposed to be on the show with us. I'm like, I've texted him. When the fuck are you gonna come on, man? You said you come on. So yeah, he owes me.
He was on with what do you call it? Bourbon Tonight or whatever.
It's Bourbon Night.
Bourbon Night, yeah, that's it.
No, he's a good guy. I've hung out with him before, but he still owes me. He told me, I'm 100% sure I'm coming to come do an event with you, come on your show. I'm like, where the fuck are you? You haven't come on yet. So you remind him he owes me.
And I'll walk up to him and I'll say, Matt sent me.
That's right. You say, what the fuck?
You need to show up.
Yep.
When people telling me they're gonna come do an event with me, I fucking mean it. When they come, they show up. What the hell's wrong with you? Because I've had people fly in from all over the world to come do events with me.
Yep.
I mean, I've had people come from Scotland, Denmark, all over the United States, Washington, Atlanta. They fly in for us.
I got many leather-bound books.
Mm-hmm.
This one's next on the list. I don't know if you guys have had this one.
Ooh, Bellican? Which one?
11-year witch.
What's it finished in?
This one is the Manzilla Sherry Cask Matured.
Yep, I've got a couple of bottles of that at home.
I don't have that particular one, but that sounds amazing.
This is my second bottle, hence why it's closed. I just finished the other one. This one, it's so good. I even have one that's finished in a bourbon cask, 11-year.
Matt, did you try the what? I brought that down to La Quinta. Did you get? I'm guessing you didn't get around to trying that one.
Dude, I had so much to drink. I have no idea what the hell I had.
You
Let's
make
put it
a
this
good
way. So you go to the you go to the Tuscan Hall, drink we drink probably let's call it 20 at Tuscan Hall. Then let's say we go to the Vault and we drink at least another 40.
Wow.
Then let's say we go to La Quinta. They probably drink another 40 minimum. I have no idea what the hell I had. So all I can remember from the Vault is I for sure had Elijah Craig 23 and Woodford double oak. That's what I can remember. Okay,
Nice.
I don't know.
Cool.
Like that was night 2. Night 1, I know for sure I had all the Bunnahavens, and I had all of the Springbanks that were in the lock cabinet, and we had some more Ardbeg, Lord of the Isles.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to try all
And
that.
I had some Method of Madness. I had some Wayne Gretzky ice wine whiskey, and that's what I can remember. Who knows? It was a lot of whiskey. And then come May, I'm going down for Psalm 2, so it's like, okay, Psalm 2 is going to be amazing. I don't drink a shitload of whiskey. I have like a list of whiskey I'm going to try. It's like in the vault. It's like, here's my list. I need to hit all of these whiskeys. Whether
Good
it's
luck with that.
or not, who the hell knows?
Wow.
It is what it is.
Good
So when we're
luck
talking
with
about
that.
Springbank, I want to jump into a Springbank. I don't own any. Is there one that you recommend over? I mean, without getting into the 21 year, but
I mean, start with the 10. If you can start with one, start with the 12-year cast strength if you can
Okay.
find it.
I can find
Not
it.
get the
It's
10.
everywhere.
Then get that then.
Okay.
The 12-year now, if you get the old bottling, that's with the old black label. That thing is amazing.
Really?
That's my favorite. By far my favorite Springbank.
The same liquor store I was at today with the Ardbeg, they had a whole bunch of old Springbank that was on the shelf. I think one of them was black, but a lot of them were blue in different sizes.
Yeah, you want the old black label.
Really? Okay.
Now, not that the new labels are bad. They're not. But the old labels are really, really good. I can go dig mine out downstairs.
I can Google it faster. Stay here and drink with us.
No, this is really nice Irish. I think I might open up some really old Johnny Walker because why not? I've got some of that Glenurry Royale. Ooh, now the blue label single cast is really good too. I agree, Jason Coates for sure.
Okay.
What's my list? Eric Jefferson. Eric has provided us some amazing cheaper whiskeys that are really, really good. So I'd want to try Teachers for a long time. Eric bought the Teachers. That stuff is freaking great. That may be the best blended whiskey I've ever had.
Wow, interesting.
As far as like cost to to flavor wise. I mean, shit, I think he said he paid $12 for it. It's really good.
Wow.
I'm very impressed, to say the least. But yeah, so if I was you, I would see if I could find some of these older Springbanks. Like let's here, like this one. This is an old Springbank here. This is not the one I'm talking about in particular. But yeah, if you can find this old black label, this is the label you want for the 12. It's got a red S on it.
Okay.
And it's a cast strength. It's really, really good.
Okay.
Cool. I'll be back in 1 second, guys.
We're counting.
Richie's I do not have the old 18-year before it was a reserve. I just have the gold. I do not have the 18-year for sure. And the 18 I do have is the platinum. But it is what it is. Yeah, and pretty much I found the old blends are actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I do have so I missed out. So I had a buddy ask me about a single cast 16-year Springbank. I told him to buy it, but by the time he responded to the store, it was too late. It was already gone. unfortunately.
Steve, is that just a 12-year? Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. I have no idea, Eric, on the teachers if the old one was better. The first teacher I ever had is the one you sent us, which I thought was really good. If I can find someone with an old teacher, I've got some old John Barr, some old Johnny Walker Red that's really good. That's from the 80s. I really, really like. I find that old blends are really tasty. It's the newer stuff that kind of blows.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, if you get here, I'll pull out something here. So I've got this old Johnny Walker Red.
Steve, is that a 12-year?
Yeah, it's just the Glendronach 12.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm far enough into the night that I'm just taking it simple.
Good.
Just
like this is a Johnny Walker Red from 1984.
Yeah, wow.
And it's nice. It's quite good. So this was donated by my buddy Andy.
Cool.
Good stuff.
So I'm going to pull something else out now that's trending in the opposite direction, that sucked in the 80s and doesn't suck now. And I figured I'd go with the J.P. Wiser's 23 cask strength.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Canadian gets all the good stuff.
Yeah.
So Dylan and Eric. So yeah, the 12-year Glendronach is just a really solid sherried Scotch. It's kind of if you're looking to introduce somebody to a sherried Highlander Speyside Scotch, Glendronach 12 is probably one of your best bets for that, just in terms of the overall profile. I mean, Macallan is maybe better known, but it's a little bit pricier and has that bit of a sulfur hit to it that a lot of people will get put off by, and Glendronach just doesn't have that. And as Eric, the 15 is also amazing. I did not get a chance to try the old 15. The new 15 is still really good, so I don't care. And then the 18 and the 21, which are just insane. But I'll be interested to see what the 18 turns into over the next year and a half or so here, once they get back to the newer distillate rather than, I mean, if you get a 2019 bottling of Glendronach 18, you're looking at 23, 24-year juice, something like that. I'd have to look up what the chart. I've got it handy, so I mean I can look it up if I need to, but it's from what they're saying, they're not going to do an abrupt cutback. They're going to start kind of blending in younger stuff over time. So it's going to be a few years. It's still going to be a few years even before it's actually an 18-year again. And even then, I think it sounds like there's still going to be a pretty good proportion, relatively speaking, of the older whiskey in there.
Yeah, because I have to say that 21 Parliament is one of my favorite scotches ever.
Incredible. Had that earlier.
Yeah. Just
I'm just going to go grab it.
Of course.
I'm such a huge Glendronach fan. Yeah. I have the Portwood. So the Portwood was on a shelf one day, and I stumbled into one of these liquor stores. It was a Binny's, but it was out at by my main office. And I stumbled in there, and I was like, Portwood, cool. Limit one per customer. I grabbed it. I don't see it at any other Binny's. Nowhere else. Only this one Binny's had it, and they only got 3 bottles of it.
Wow.
The Portwood, have you guys seen it?
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
Just about here.
I mean, it's a little good.
I
was so mad that was the only one.
I've got the Portwood, and I've got the Portwood Peated as well.
Nice.
I think
Portwood's been around for a while. The regular Portwood fairly new.
I love Glendronach. So the story behind Glendronach is a gentleman at a local cigar shop that I he brought in Glendronach. He said, you got to try this. And I had it, and I was like, wow. And I'm sitting there sharing bourbon with this guy. He gets into bourbon. I get way more in I had, I like Ardbeg. I like certain things, but all of a sudden I got really into Scotch, and I was like, oh man. So it was GlenDronach that kind of drew me in.
Yep.
He was so good.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
I think that the range that they have, if you like sherry, I mean, if you don't
Yeah.
like sherry finished
yeah.
whiskey, GlenDronach is not for you.
Yeah.
You know, the Portwood notwithstanding, but you know, their range as a whole, if you like sherry finished whiskey, and it doesn't have to necessarily be Scotch. Just, I mean, you know, you look at Redbreast Lustau, or there's a few bourbons that are finished in sherry cask now. But if you like sherry finished whiskey, you're gonna find at least one or two of the GlenDronachs that you like. And chances are the 12 year is going to be one of them, which is readily available and at a decent price, even in Canada.
Good. Yeah. It's $59 everywhere around here for the 12.
Yeah,
I
I
missed
think
it there for a
it runs
second.
around $90 Canadian here, so
Oh.
not terrible for here.
Yeah. No, they're not terrible for there. Yeah. Price. This guy's breaking out some Blue Label.
All right, so I got two really cool things here. So this is the Johnny Walker Blue Label Ghost and Rare. This is the Glenary Royale. I also brought out the new Boss Hog 6,
I've had that.
which is the Samurai Scientist.
Is it the black or the? No.
It's the regular one,
Okay.
not the black. Not only 1,000 of the black.
So are they still sourcing that from Alberta Premium?
Yes.
Okay.
And so this one's finished in the Unami barrels.
Oh, wow.
So it's really, really, really good. So, and it better be for the price, guys. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
$500 here.
that's what it is. Yeah, I got it on sale for $4.79, so I consider myself lucky.
Man.
That's at $20. They get an extra month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you, this JP Weiser's 23 is just a bomb in the glass. Like if you were to close your eyes and think of a maple cream donut that was made with rye flour and dusted in cinnamon, that is exactly what you get.
Holy cow!
60,
Okay, I'm gonna have to find me a bottle of that stuff.
yeah.
I just wet myself.
64.3.
Didn't go quite that far, but
It sounded really good. Maybe I'm hungry. I don't know.
But 64.3%, 23 years old. What's not to like?
it can take a while to come up with a list there.
Yeah,
A long
exactly.
way.
Yeah, it's the star of this year's, Northern Border release, Rare Cask series for sure. Just incredible.
Wow.
Whereas the Lot 40 sucked this year.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's really disappointing.
Disappointing.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm excited to open this.
I'm excited for you to open it.
I have the other ones, obviously. I have the Port Ellen and I have the Bora. So I'm going to open this one here. So this is going to my my blended whiskey challenge for sure for this year. All right, so let's see what we got here. Because I have no idea how this is. I'm assuming really good. Based on the price, it better be.
Yeah, I think
I
all
opened 6
GW
bottles
blues are good.
tonight.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well, I had 2 that I really wanted to open that I got today. I'm so excited. And then Matt's an instigator, so.
Oh my God, that smells amazing. Yeah, like some of the stuff I've got, I've been very lucky to get a hold of. So I'm hoping to get some Rosebank soon enough. Will be nice. So I got to try Port Ellen over at Liquor Hounds, which that was amazing. So next time we go over there, supposed to meet in the next month or so, get some Rosebank, get some St. Magdalene, some Ladyburn. So I'm going to bring some Pitovich with me,
Nice.
which is a very rare, expensive. Oh, man, this smells great.
Speaking of
Crap.
That smells awesome.
Port Ellen, as I was perusing
That
through
seems
the
to be having a
LC,
whiskey gasm.
through the LC
Yeah, pretty
Bros
much.
today,
Okay, so Glenary Royale is one of the few distilleries that has a royal what do you call it? A freaking
Warrant.
warrant. That's right, royal warrant. One of the few that has a royal warrant. But also in this is Cambus, which is discontinued. It also has Inchgour, Glenlousie, Glenelgin, Piviak, Cameron Bridge, and Glenkeechee. So really rare whiskeys in this.
Mm,
Oh my god, it smells amazing.
I bet.
So they say Blue Label, 18-year-old. Is everything in there 18-year-old?
I'm sure significantly older since most of the stores are closed down.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
at least 30 or 35 years.
At
For
least.
a lot of it.
Wow.
Just,
I mean,
just
this is a $450 bottle. So
Yeah.
the regular Blue Label, I think it's non-age stated, but from what I was digging into that in the last day or so here, and it looks like even just the regular Blue Label, you're looking at 28 plus.
oh, exactly. Yeah.
And that's just the regular, go to any
So
liquor store or just about,
Really?
or, any bar that has a couple of expensive scotches and,
Blue Label here is 18-year. It's stated everywhere. On the box, everywhere.
no, it isn't.
I-
The platinum is 18
Yeah,
years.
platinum or whatever.
The old gold was 18.
Yeah.
The new gold reserve is 18. The platinum in between the two is 18. The Blue Label, I don't think has ever had an actual age statement, but from everything everybody's been able to piece together, it's upper 20s for the low end, with it being acknowledged that there's 40 plus year casks in there.
Yeah. This is quite exquisite.
I bet.
Yeah. That's definitely worth the money, guys. I mean, it's hard to get. There's not very many of them, but it's delicious.
So, have you guys heard the news coming out of Middleton right now?
I know there's a new Derek Galish coming out.
And there's a 45-year-old peated single malt coming out. 35,000 euros, only 400 bottles.
God.
Wait.
Cask strength.
Oh, good Lord.
Did you say 35,000 euros?
Yep.
Yeah. No.
So apparently the distillate was laid down in 1974 at the Old Middleton Distillery by Max Crockett, Barry Crockett's father.
Wow.
Good
And-
Lord.
Even the case, they took some of the old fermenting tubs, the wooden ones,
Yeah.
shaved the wood down to make the cases out of it.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, where can I get some? Or what bank can I rob and get away with it? You know what
For
I mean?
real.
Like even the glass for the bottles, like hand blown crystal.
Yeah.
It's insane. Well, it better be for that price.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I about fell out the chair and thought, oh man,
Love to get some, but not likely to happen.
Not at that price.
no.
If
But
I
it's
go
gonna
win the
be-
Powerball in a week or so, maybe.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look, I've got $300 million. Okay, sure. I can drop 35,000 on a ridiculous bottle of whiskey.
Well, they're going to be doing a yearly release of these up until 2025, the
Mhm.
200th anniversary. And rumor has it next year is going to be like a 50 or a 55-year-old release. So,
So true, Jason. So true.
What do you 55 years in a barrel? Like,
yeah.
what's
Yeah.
left?
Well, that's probably why there's only 444 bottles. And I think it's like 51% is the ABV still.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I just saw Jason Coates' comment.
Yep. I say he's got a good point there.
I won't argue with that.
Hey, Dan finally went back and read far enough to see what the comment was about. Okay, I get it.
Well, anyway, the only Johnny Walker I have is the 21 year.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Not bad.
21 year. What the hell is the 21 year?
It's the XR. It's a new one, I think.
It's not new. It's I actually got it last year. It's I
Okay.
got it in St. Martin, so it's what do you call it? Duty free.
Okay, because it's on the shelves here as a regular stock item. It just
Okay.
arrived. So I went
Oh,
into
really?
the liquor store like a couple of weeks ago and saw it for the first time.
Yeah, I had this. I've had this now over a year.
Nice.
Yeah, 40%.
Yeah.
I got it, and my boss came over to my house, and I'm like, he's a big Johnny Walker fan, so I opened it up for him.
I didn't even know they made a 21 year. Yeah, you got. So can I? What does it look like? Can you show me the bottle?
Oh yeah,
again?
sure, yeah, absolutely. Big heavy cork too.
Oh, wow, that's very cool.
It comes in a really nice case too.
Yeah.
So, So one is like I think it's like the King George edition, which is like $500.
Yeah,
You said it was a couple $100 that one.
King George?
this one, I
Yeah.
got for $80.
What?
Nice.
$80.
Wow.
Swear to God, in St. Martin.
Holy shit!
Because St. Martin.
Yeah,
Alrighty then. Well, that works.
and I got a King Alexander too for $150.
Because
What?
St. Martin.
Wow.
That's stupid cheap.
Yeah,
Wow.
I grabbed
St.
that. I grabbed the straight from the barrel Blanton's, and I only had so much room in my suitcase. I didn't know what I was walking into. I did so. We were on a cruise for my honeymoon, and so they had a bourbon tasting, and they were talking about Buffalo Trace. So the guy that was talking about Buffalo Trace was stumbling horribly and didn't know much about it, and it was his first time doing it. So I kind of jumped into it, and helped out everybody. We had a blast. At the end of it, it was awesome. And somebody mentioned, like, hey, when we get to St. Martin, do you know about this whiskey store that they have in St. Martin? It's like special. So it's like off the beaten path, and you go there and you walk in, and it's just amazing. And I'm like, wow. So I was with another gentleman that was along for the trip, and he was a big Scotch guy. And oh man, we were. And the funny thing is, he's in the military, and he's able to bring 100 pounds of weight with him on an airplane. And me, I'm only at 50. And he's sitting there, him and his wife arguing because he bought so many bottles, and they had all these big suitcases, and they couldn't figure out how to like distribute the weight evenly.
We still weren't sure he was going to make it in.
And sure enough, he gets to the check through. Oh man, they're like, "Oh, you're fine." What do you mean? It's 65 pounds. They were gonna pay extra. And no, you were allowed 100. He's like, God damn it!
Yeah. Well, Diageo just did their special releases here yesterday, and they had the Talisker 15 going for like 180 Canadian, and it's selling quick. The Cardew 14 cask strength sold out within an hour.
Sounds good.
And then they've got a John Walker and Sons King George V for $800.
That's the one I want.
Yeah.
You get it here for about 500. So
Okay.
Whiskey.com with Emporis said that one's actually really good.
Oh, really?
So that's what he said, and so I assume he's right because pretty much what I've learned from him is he's pretty spot on what he tastes.
Okay.
I would say yes.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
So,
Yeah,
Matt, that's the Ghost and Rare what?
the Glen Early Royale.
There you go. Because there's enough people yelling to find a. You said what it was, and people weren't paying attention, and then came back and asked what bottle it
I
was.
can get the other two out too. I have the Port Ellen the Brewer as well. Every year there's a Ghost and Rare, and I buy it because
Yeah, because if you
Why
were to
not?
buy a bottle of Port Ellen here, it's like $4,000. So
yeah, like I said, I've had Port Ellen. It is freaking amazing.
I helped polish off
Yeah, Port
the
Ellen
end
is
of a
great.
bottle of Port Ellen 32 last summer.
okay.
Dear Lord, man.
Yeah,
Dear
and
Lord.
this was like the actual one of those last releases that they did.
Damn, dude, that's awesome.
That the bar/hotel that a group of us stay at for a weekend every year. They brought in. He got in the bottle about 4 years ago, And so 3 summers ago when we were up there, we're sitting at the bar before sitting down to dinner. So this hotel has 12 rooms total, and then this barbecue joint and a really good whiskey and beer bar in the middle of the lower floor. The group of us that go there, we book the entire hotel for the weekend. We book 2 years in advance so that we make sure we have it.
Wow.
Because the first year we were there, we only had the 8 floors on the top, the 8 rooms on the top floor. And then the next year we had 10 because we added 2 of the lower floor, and then we had 11, and then since then we've had all 12. And so, we have it booked out, 2 years in advance because that's as far out as their system goes. But we were sitting there, and he brings out the box with that's like this nice lid and a pillow on top of it that he takes out before he takes the bottle out of the cushioning, and it still sealed. And he was basically saying that, okay, if there's at least 6 of you that are willing to get a pour of this at like $50 a pour or whatever, which Port Ellen 32, okay, sure.
The answer is yes. Absolutely yes.
No, it wasn't for me because that was back before I could drink scotch.
Oh.
What do you mean before you could drink scotch?
Yes, please.
Uh-huh.
Answer is
So,
yes.
Matt's heard this before. So if you go back 2 years ago, I couldn't drink scotch at all. I could not drink. I couldn't handle it.
Were you strictly like a bourbon guy or?
Bourbon and Irish.
Yeah, so I got my bourbon guys. They can't stand scotch, so I get it.
And there's something that was in there that was causing me problems. I still don't know what it was. I thought it was smoke, but that was even with like Old Pulteney and Macallan. And no matter what I tried, it tasted smoky to me.
Yeah, peaty.
And in retrospect, I know it wasn't peat or smoke just because some of the ones, I know now that they just don't have any, or so little that you can't actually taste it.
Yeah.
So there was something else going on in there. Then a couple of summers ago, one of my friends that knows how much I love port had the Glenmorangie flight, and he gave me a sip of his Quinta Ruban. I'm like, I could do that.
Cool.
The next night I had the Glenmorangie flight, and you saw some of the bottles I was holding up tonight. So, so like 3 years ago they brought out that bottle, and yeah, we had like 6 guys that grabbed a pour of it that night because he was basically, I'm holding on to this for you guys. He literally pulled it out. He waited until we showed up to pull it off the shelf and back to even think about opening it. And it was basically, I'm either going to open it for you guys or I'm going to hold some special event and open it for that. And
cool.
Well, because by that point, other than like special event, festival weekends in the town or anything like that, our group, I think, accounted for 5 of their top 10 weekends ever. Just in terms of revenue. Well, because, okay, so let's be honest. We show up and we book the entire hotel. Yeah. And we have meals there both Friday and Saturday where we have to reserve, 2/3 of the restaurant to fit everybody in. And, we have enough of us that we're, oh, hey, here's Matt with his,
I love Matt.
And so we're
I was sitting next to him.
we got 5 or 6 guys that are showing up and they're ordering a $50 pour of scotch, and that's just the kind of thing that we do when we're up there.
Wrong.
So
why not?
Yeah.
So that was kind of after the trip where I tried my first scotch up there and I was liking it. I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out how to like peat so I can try this damn Port Ellen before they run out of it. And me and one of the other guys in the group polished that off, finished, took the last 2 pours out of it last year. He claimed the Port Ellen bottle. I claimed the Jim Beam Distiller's Masterpiece or whatever. It's the PX finished Jim Beam.
Yeah.
So I've got that bottle sitting at home right now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I just had my first sip of this Four Roses,
Okay.
and there's a floral quality that I wasn't expecting to it.
Yep.
And it's kind of reminiscent of Lowland Scotch almost in that floral quality I'm finding. I may be way off base at this point, but
Okay.
it's very surprising.
Let me
get
take a look at
a lot
those
of
recipes
floral.
again.
So like the one that I think it's OESQ. Oh yeah. So it's very floral though, and
Okay.
threw me through surprise. But after a couple months, and I revisited it, it was a completely different bottle.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, maybe whatever I had to eat that day or whatever, but all of a sudden I liked it. But that's my only single barrel one that I have, and I got more bourbon than anything. I love bourbon.
I've got
Okay,
3
so-
bottles. Oh,
Yep. So the regular is the OBSV.
okay.
So yeast strains V. So it's going to be kind of a little bit of a fruity.
Yep. But certainly the most floral bourbon I've ever had to this point. Yeah.
Interesting. If you ever find picks and for you in Ontario, it's going to be next to impossible.
Yeah.
Just with LCBO. If you ever get anything that has a Q as the last one, so they've got two mash bills. The B mash bill is the higher rye, 35% rye, 60% corn. The E mash bill is 75-20 corn to rye.
Okay.
Then you have so O is the distillery. The second letter is the mash bill. The S is straight. So anything that they put out is going to be a straight bourbon. And then the last one, you have 5 different letters, and Q is the really floral one. Having said that, the V is going to be kind of a light fruity and a certain degree of floral along with that, but that's from the yeast strain.
Okay. I'm also wondering how much the copious amount of Korean barbecue I ate tonight is having an effect on this.
I don't know to what degree it's having an effect. I can almost guarantee it's having an effect.
Yeah. So I'll have to revisit this at some point soon. I'll leave it for a couple of days
Yeah.
and then let it open up in the bottle and then come back. So,
Matt's doing a Johnny Walker flight.
Yeah, so this is the entire line of Ghost and Rare. So we've got the this one is Bora. Beautiful bottle. This one is Port Ellen. And this one is Glen Early Royale. So that's all the Johnny Walker Blue Ghosts and Rares that I could find. Some of here they're out, so I would say these are definitely worth the money compared to freaking Johnny Walker Blue, which is not worth the money at all. In fact, I'd say it blows for the money. I mean, it's super smooth.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's way overpriced.
It's way overpriced, way boring. It doesn't do anything for me personally.
okay.
But these I really like. Now, for me personally, this first thing from Bora, this is the one. This is my favorite of all of them.
It's called Ghosted.
Ghost and Rare.
Johnny Walker Blue, Ghost and Rare.
Basically, the thing is, the distilleries that are included in the blend are closed. So you have like 3 closed distilleries and 3 single malts, and then 3 closed or very rare blend grain whiskeys.
Okay. Yep.
This first one is Brora, Ivich, Cambus, and then Clanleash, Glenlousie, Rolakanagar, Cameron Bridge, and what was it? I was going to say Glen Keaching.
Yeah, as soon as you say Brora, I get tingly all over because it's just like, yes, please.
Hey, there's my buddy Chris Tax from Australia. How's it going, man? Good to see you, my friend.
Steve, it doesn't look like you have a long way to walk to your bed, so you're okay.
Me? Yeah, no,
So, Chris,
I can stumble back just fine. That's not a problem.
next time you're in the United States of America, let me know, buddy. And we'll have an amazing tasting for you and your wife. If any of you guys don't know, Chris and Lilith show up a lot in East Bourbon Nights chat.
Yeah.
They're Aussies. They come to these states usually for about 3-4 weeks a year. So hopefully next time they're in the States, have a nice tasting for them. And we can do cool. We'll meet up with them. They're really cool people. But yeah, I really like this one with the Brora. Brora is amazing. Good stuff. You get a chance to 5 weeks in September. Are you coming to DFW, Chris? That's the question. If you are, you obviously have a tasting here. So let me know what week you're going to be here in DFW, and we'll set up an event probably while you're here. That would be awesome.
Awesome. Wow.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, they're good people, good folks for sure. All right, so now I'm going to pour the Port Ellen version.
Nice.
Obviously, I think most of you know Port Ellen's quite closed. Now, the good news is for all of us is Port Ellen is reopening.
Yep.
Reopening Port Ellen and Rosebank.
I think Brora is reopening too.
Correct, you're right. Rose's reopening. So this is, like I said, like Daniel always says, this is the golden age of whiskey. No doubt about that. Yeah, this is good stuff.
I'm just trying to think what I should pour next.
Yeah, it's Port Ellen.
It's water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I've been doing a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Chris, whatever weekend you're here, man, let me know, and we will set up a tasting for you and your wife, obviously, and a few other special guests. Or hell, if it's a week, we can really do a distillery that weekend and have a really good time.
I'll be back. I'm going to grab something from the closet.
There you go. So this is my next one here. It's a Spaniard whiskey.
Ooh,
Interesting.
I've heard of that, and I've heard really good things.
Only 300 bottles were made in pencil.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
I've heard
amazing.
that's a really good whiskey.
So it's made with the oldest sherry casks known, which is the Palo Cortado single. Palo Cortado, I believe, is what they're called. Yeah, Palo Cortado sherry bottle straight from the cask. Very, very old is what it says.
Very, very old.
It is amazing, though. This is really good. I'm glad I got 2 bottles out of the 300.
For real.
That seems like a pretty good ratio.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, this is another one I found on End of Bin or Clearance. It was I was watching the Whiskey Tribe, and they had something similar, but it wasn't this one. They had something that was a higher. It wasn't single. It wasn't cast strength. So this one has a lot less yield to it. And when I found it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have 5 bottles," and they couldn't find it, and it's because it was on their clearance rack. Clearance rack. I was like, "All right, well, let me get 2. The worst, I could return 1 if I don't like it." And I loved it. And then all of a sudden, I told too many people, and there was only 5 bottles, and they left.
Incidentally, the batch 2 George Remus has a massive dill note to it. I started sipping it. I'm like, wait a minute, what is? Oh, dill. Didn't get it in the 3 Earth of Olstead.
I'll have to revisit.
Batch 2. That's the 4-year-old MGP.
So speaking of old or not old, young things, I did get the Pinhook, the new Pinhook
Oh,
that is made by Castle and Key, rather than MGP. Very different.
I'm sure.
So the Castle and Key version is super sweet. The MGP version of the rye is a nice, spicy 4-year rye. So vastly different.
I'm going to try to stop at Castle and Key next weekend.
Are you? Oh, you should. Now, obviously, Marion Barnes is gone, but you should. You should let us know what you think of it, because I'd be interested to see what they tell you. Because originally, Castle Key was not going to open anything until at least 4 years old.
Yeah,
which is why I know why she left, because it was about money, as we all suspected.
Yeah. Yeah, we're stopping at Peerless on Friday at 1 p.m. Then I want to hit Heaven Hill, Lux Row. And then they're talking about Castle Key. And then
you have a full schedule.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about a guy who hasn't been to Kentucky, and I got more bourbon than I know what to do with. And
I understand.
so I'm excited. And then we're doing a bottle share, and I'm like, what do I bring? Like, I need room for luggage, you know?
So I just wanted to talk about a scotch that really surprised the hell out of me. And it was, the Project XX by Glenfiddich.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 47%, and just some of the most beautiful classic textbook Speyside flavors out there.
Yep.
I think this bottle should be probably everybody's introduction to Speyside, to be honest with you.
It's absolutely respectable option.
Yeah.
We got a bottle of that at home that I actually got in Ontario, of all places. That between the when I picked it up last summer, between the exchange rate and the fact that the taxes were already included in the shelf, I'm like, hey, this is cheaper than getting it at home.
Wow.
Not by much, but and at the time I hadn't seen that on the shelf at home in forever. Of course, after I got back, it's on the shelf at Total Wine all the time now. So
yeah,
not that I'm complaining.
Well, I mean, I got this as a Christmas gift, so I can't complain. So, but I've really, really come to enjoy it, and I think I'm going to probably buy another one for when I'm in the mood for like that classic Speyside apple, honey, just straight down textbook flavors. Yeah, just great stuff. So I meant to ask you, Steve, how do you like the 2017 Very Rare?
It was pretty good. Tonight was not a good night for me to judge that based on what I'd had earlier in the night.
Of course.
I'd had the Dare Gaelic and the Glendronach 25 and Glendronach 21, and I'm like, by the time I got to the Middleton 2017, I'm like,
no, it's going to be drowned out.
It's good, but there's just not a hell of a lot there compared. It got better over the course of the pour, I think because my palate got kind of smacked and goes like, yeah, no, you got to dig deeper. Oh, there it is. But no, I had picked up about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yeah. Year and a half now. But the weekend that I learned to love Scotch, I had actually one of the first good pours of the weekend that I had was a Middleton. It wasn't the 2017. It was like the 2015 or something that a bar had that I drank that. I'm like, ooh, I really like this.
Yeah. To be truthful with you, since 2016 up till 2019. They've been, they're fine. They're good whiskey, but there's been nothing there to kind of capture me because they've kind of been missing that kind of jump out of the glass fruitiness that you're accustomed to with a Middleton pot still. But the 2019, the magic is back.
Ooh.
It's like
You're
the
saying I need to track down a bottle of 2019 if I really.
Me too.
if I
I'm
wanna
still
really
trying
enjoy
to. Yeah. Think of the really old Jameson 18 expressions, that fruitiness, where it was like green apple and fruits just flying out.
I don't know that I ever had one of those.
Oh man, like the magic is back though for Middleton. This 2019,
Good to
very
know.
rare. Yeah, I'm trying to track down a bottle myself.
I don't know about for him, Richie, but I know for me, I can get it for about 160 or so at Total Wine by me. I don't know what the exchange rate and everything works out to be for Donald, though.
It'll be $2.15 Canadian here. They retail for. So,
Which, between the exchange rate and adding in because when you say retail for at LCBO, that includes the tax already.
yeah.
So once you take the 150, 160 or whatever for me, add on the tax and then do the conversion, that's going to be
About
about
the same.
210, 215, something like that.
Yep, about the same.
And a couple of old Jack Ryans there, it looked like.
Yeah.
Beggar's
15-year-old
Bush.
Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, he said apple. So this is which one is it? So one's finished in the Bottega, but the Century,
Which is
the
the
Century is like a
cool.
the Century is like
First of all.
it's like a Jolly Rancher, sour apple Jolly Rancher, to a T. I was doing a tasting with a couple other guys, and I'm like, what do you get out of it? Like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other. I'm like, sour apple Jolly Rancher. Oh, I'm like, yep, that's what it was. It was amazing. It's really good. I really like it. I actually did a whole thing with 15-year-old Irish whiskeys. So
Nice.
especially sherry finished and like.
What really makes them very fruity, too? I think they're sourcing from Cooley.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't think those are triple distilled. I think they're double distilled from Cooley. Because, what you've got in Ireland right now, and it was Ed at the Rod Gut Review summed it up perfectly when he said, you either have Cooley clones or Bushmills clones right now.
Yeah.
And, Bushmills light, kind of grassy, malty berries, whereas Cooley, you've got this darker, more intense malt and, much more fruit, orchard fruit, stone fruit, whatever.
Yeah.
Tropical fruit.
He's back.
There he is.
Yeah, this one is actually comes in at 57.5%. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really good. I love these. I have a lot left.
I don't watch for those.
I've got some West Cork cask strength in the closet that's 62%.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Ah.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Matt's there behind his bottles of Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah, I think he's catching up on chat or something.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, I'm
like
just looking at the chat, trying to see what the hell I missed. All I done is get a protein bar.
okay. I think if I ate anything else tonight, I would explode.
I could use a pizza right now, but they're closed.
Some of these are being quarter off the cheap.
I have some frozen pizza I can make.
So
I'm not opposed to frozen pizza either.
actually, Whiskey Jason just made a good point. Proof doesn't equal pleasure with Irish whiskey, in my opinion.
Very true.
I agree with him. I mean, like when you think of Powers John's Lane at 46%, and it's for me probably the best all-around option that comes out of Middleton.
Okay.
Even
That is the trick, is that basically the big thing with the Irish whiskey is if they did more of it in that 43 to 46% range.
Yeah.
that would be plenty for what those whiskeys are. That would
Exactly.
be plenty enough
Yeah.
to get the depth of the flavor. 40% isn't quite there. Doesn't have to be cask strength like the Dare Gaelic. Not that I'm objecting to that.
Yeah, definitely not.
But 43, 44, 46% is it actually gets to be about it is enough to get most of that character coming through.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Because when I think of some of my favorite Irish whiskeys, they're in that 46% range, most of them. Like the Glendula Mizunara, the 13-year-old, the Powers John's Lane, Green Spot Chateau Leoville Barton, all the Tyrconnells. I mean, they're just fantastic. Really enjoying this Glenfiddich.
Glenfiddich. Which one do you have?
The Glenfiddich.
The Project 20.
Oh,
Yeah, this one.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Little how do you do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. How do you do?
Oh man. What's he doing now? Is he putting stuff away, or is he still bringing stuff out?
Bro, he might be going to get some food.
Yeah.
Or a little of both. He could be
I don't
snacking
know.
while looking through the room and thinking, "Oh, I'd like to pour
I was
that."
half wondering if he stumbled to bed and laid down and went to sleep and left us sitting here or something.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, no, not now because he came back once.
Yeah.
This again, man. This was a good surprise tonight. He's like, yeah, join us. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Well, I got home and I'm like, "What the hell? He's still on?" Oh,
Yep.
whatever.
That was the thing. Bill was streaming and wanted some company, so he invited Matt in.
Yep.
And then I Whiskey She Wines. Bobby got home from work and I invited him in. And they were trying to get ADHD Whiskey to join in, and he was saying that he wasn't set up. And I'm like, well, hell, I could get in a couple of minutes if I had an invite. Next thing I know, I have an invite. I'm like, well, shit, now I got to join in. Well, here I am, 4 hours later.
Yeah.
I just don't have enough friends that enjoy the same, whiskey that I do. They're all like rum and Coke people. They all like beer. And that's fine. That's fine. But that's why I joined a bourbon club. But I don't have my bourbon guys around right now too. But I go to meetings and we have, we just have a good spread, and like the whole club is just filled. It's like going to Matt's house, but just bourbon.
Nice.
It's a good time. Yeah.
Other than the ridiculously rare stuff, not really right now, Eric. I'm always watching for, Stag, Pappy, all that kind of, birthday bourbon, all that kind of stuff. Outside of that, there isn't a lot that I'm specifically hunting down right now. I keep stopping off at small liquor stores on my way across unfamiliar territory just to see, oh, hey, there might be something interesting on the shelf.
Yeah.
Yep.
So small liquor stores, what I typically look for is like Austin Nichols. Like if you can find some Austin Nichols bottles, those are pretty good, and you're gonna get them for a good price. Some orphan barrels out there, like for liquor stores to try to expand their horizon, they'll have some orphan barrels on there, and I could find some red, 20, 21, 22-year-old Rhetorics. I just picked up a Hoop and Holler. It's amazing. 26-year bourbon.
That's definitely the kind of stuff that I look for.
Yeah.
How much do you pay for it?
I don't go into a lot of those stores looking for any one specific bottle.
Correct.
There's a handful of bottles that I know are around but aren't available, or by me yet that I'm specifically kind of keeping my eye open for. The Red Spot, some of the Four Roses small batch the small batch limited edition stuff. All those kind of things are things that I always just kind of watch for without necessarily hunting them per se.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the kind of bottles that I stop off at those stores. Who knows? Maybe I'll find something, or maybe I'll see something on the shelf. The Glendronach Master Vintage I've got was one of those where I went to a liquor store in a town I hadn't been to a liquor store there ever, and I walk in and they had the Dare Gaelic Bluebell Forest and the Glendronach Master Vintage 25 year just sitting on the shelf. Just walk in and grab them.
You never know.
That was back in October, Donald, because I
That's
pinged,
right.
because I asked you on Discord which Middleton release should I get.
That's right.
And get the Bluebell, and I'm very happy with that result.
And that
The
tree
Glendronach
forest.
was a given when I saw it because I'm like I love Glendronach enough that I'm like yes. But then I had there was a Barry Crockett Legacy and a Bluebell and the Gairdalic, and I'm like, which one do I get?
Yeah. I mean, the Barry Crockett all day is just a wonderful, but for me, that Tree 4, the Bluebell Forest, is one of my favorite whiskeys that I've had.
Yep.
So,
I love it. It's very good.
Bluebell Forest.
Yep.
So DJ 1-1, I've got bourbon in my glass right now too.
And Richie Z had a question. He was asking my opinion on Napoleon Castle. And I have to say that my favorite is actually the 14-year, just because it's in that 46% range. And for me, the flavors are just spot on. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the 16, but the 14, that's my favorite.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Nice.
All this rum talk. We haven't talked about rum in forever, Jason. What the hell are you going on about? Not that I object to a good rum.
Steve, you're trying that Remus. Have you had the 14-year Volstead?
Oh yeah, I had that earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
I had that back on Bill Stream.
It's really good.
Oh yeah.
I nobody's like blowing up the internet about it, and that's fine. I got my own bottle. I'm happy with it.
It's at the price. It's too much. It's really freaking good, but for $200 retail, that's more than it really needs to be.
The thing is, the way I look at it is, Remus. Okay, so that's MGP. That is MGP. Mm-hmm. They should know where the money barrels are. And
no. And they're picking the right barrels for that stuff. There's no question.
But then you get like stuff like Old Fangled. They don't make the Old Fangled not a bourbon anymore, and people are losing their minds right now about it. And they're like, it's going for an extreme dollar on secondary.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's good. It's very good too. But now something like we did a club pick of Smoke Wagon. And it's a 13-year-old MGP, and it's phenomenal. I can't get enough of it. And I only have like a bottle and a quarter left, but so good. Like MGP, and depending where it's sourced, they do such good work. MGP and just like the one that Widow Jane, I'm not a big fan of. But the Smoke Wagon, just given the climate where it's sitting around in a barrel at their distillery, but makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you look at some distilleries starting up, and you have some of them that are distilleries that aren't actually building a distillery. All they're doing is sourcing, and the question is, looking at it, that it's going to cost me this many tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to get set up to make my own product. What am I doing that I can confidently look at and say that I can do it better than MGP can.
No,
I can order what I want from MGP, and if I'm ordering a large enough quantity, I can work with them to get exactly what I want. As opposed to, if I'm small, I've got to deal with, kind of some of their standard options and stuff like that. But if I'm ordering a large enough number, I can work with them and, start getting custom mash bills and custom aging and things like that. What is it that makes me think that I can do that better than they can, given their proven track record with so many different companies out there right now? Even aside from the Remus, with the Remus line, which is just flat out their stuff marketed by them, you look at how many other distilleries out there are sourcing from them, at least in part. And before, if you're going to start doing, especially a rye or a bourbon, you've got to think long and hard. What is it that I can do differently, or at the very least different to an acceptable state over from what MGP does, if not trying to somehow be better than what MGP does? And the answer is fairly frequently that they can't. And to be honest, that's a reasonable answer to that question. It's something that, a lot of people they can't do. And, they can't. And they recognize that. So they're just going like, I'm just going to source and I'm going to, finish it a little bit differently, or I'm going to order enough that I can get them to do things just a little bit different from their standard offerings, just enough to differentiate myself from the other stuff that's out there. And then you go on.
So to segue from what you're saying is Blom Brothers, right? So they have been using MGP to create their Old Fangled Nodder bourbon, which means not their bourbon.
Yep.
And
not ours.
Not our bourbon. And now they're coming out with their own, and they're like, oh no, 4 years where it's at. I'm like, you are in the Midwest. You are trying to barrel something for 4 years and serve it. It's very tasty, and it kind of goes along with everything else in the area. You got Whiskey Acres, you got a few other distillers that are here. It's like they all kind of taste the same because it's colder longer than it's and you're not getting enough of the tannins coming out of the barrel as much as that's going in.
I'm rapidly discovering that in the Midwest, that 4 years is kind of the beginning of when it gets to be acceptable.
Correct.
It doesn't have to be exactly 4 years. Some of them 3.5, some of them 3. Ryes obviously can be quite a bit younger, where you can get a 1.5 or 2 year rye in Minnesota or Wisconsin or Michigan, and it comes out pretty damn good. But for the bourbons especially, I'm rapidly finding that anything less than 3.5 to 4 years, just it tastes young.
I just feel that Blom Brothers is relying on their own bourbon right now, as opposed to like what was selling nonstop, which was their MGP, and they pulled that, they just eliminated it, and now they're just dealing with like what they have in their Rickhouse, which I don't think is enough. We've tried everything as a club. They want us to do picks, and we're like, it's, we have to be nice to them, and be like,
it needs more time.
What's that?
So it needs more time. So that's one of the things. I'm actually friends with the guy who runs Isanti Spirits in Minnesota. Whiskey Tribe's done a couple of their. They did the rye about a year ago because I donated a bottle and they really loved that. And then they did the bourbon a few months ago and or back over the summer, I think, and weren't really fans of it because the bourbon was too young. And looking at it, the batch that they had was young enough that the distiller was basically thinking about reaching out to the distributors and basically pulling it off the shelves. Wow. That he had enough. He had gotten to the point that he had enough much older juice to be bottled that he would almost rather just eat the cost of getting the stuff back off the shelves and putting out older bottles just because there was that much improvement in it.
Nice. So just to because DJ11 was asking earlier, I'm gonna make this my next pour. The Chateau Montelena Green Spot.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a special one.
it is. Although I prefer the Layeville Barton, as you know, but
I agree. The Barton is amazing.
Favorite whiskey
Yep.
of 2019. So back about just
I know he was asking me what
was asking. Favorite whiskey of 2019.
I can show you that in one good swoop.
So Eric, are you talking about something that came out in 2019? Something that I tried for the first time in 2019? Something that was only available in 2019? Something I got a bottle of in 2019? It's a
King of Kentucky is by far my jam.
okay.
wow.
There we go.
Waiting for an answer from Eric before I reply.
I've never had that King Kentucky. Very cool.
Yeah, King of Kentucky is just a caramel bomb in your mouth, and it just keeps going. And it's 130 proof, and you're like, I don't taste it, and it's amazing,
Wow.
in my own opinion.
Okay, something I drank in 2019. This is going to be cheating, but Macallan M.
You got
You just have to. Yeah.
I did the Total Wine had the whatever series tasting event that it was $150 and it was rare cask and 1826 and number 6 and M, and honest to God, 30 minutes later I'm still going, I can still taste that.
Nice.
Oh, the finish on M is, again, it's one of those, I would love to get a bottle of it. There's no way I'm dropping that much until I win the Powerball.
Yep.
Until I win the lottery and I've got
that's a hard one to hard one to swallow.
at that price.
So I think to answer Eric's question, for me, it's going to be a very surprising answer. And it's probably going to be Port Charlotte 10. Because the first time I tried it was earlier on in 2019. And it was the first peated whiskey that I went, yes, please. I'll just give me the bottle and leave me alone. I just absolutely adore that whiskey.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'd have to say it was probably my favorite bottle and one of my most transformational.
See, that was the interesting thing with the M. I mean, as much as I loved the Port Ellen 32 year, because Port Ellen 32 year, oh my God, that was great.
Yeah, of course.
The interesting thing about Macallan M is drinking a Macallan, and like, oh, there's a little bit of peat in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the thing is that Macallan hasn't peated their malt since the 40s.
You got a very little bit left of this.
Ooh, which Glendronach is that?
That's the peated.
Oh, just the
Nice.
peated. Nice.
Yeah. I might as well.
I have to
It
say
disappeared again.
I got another bottle, so it's okay.
okay. I have to say that this Green Spot Chateau Montelena,
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
Very nice.
I was very impressed.
yeah, it's probably got the most amount of marzipan and berries
That's a good.
together in the nose of any whiskey that I've had, and it's got to be from the Zinfandel wine casks.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
certain of it. Yeah, because it's just so wonderful.
I really like the red spot myself. I got the red spot.
Yeah, I've had the entire Spot range. Still trying to track down another bottle of the Layeville Barton, the Bordeaux finished Green Spot, which is my all-time favorite of all the spots. But for like a daily sipper, I tend to favor the Yellow Spot, just because I I love the combination of flavors, and to be frank, it's $40 cheaper than the Red Spot, and Red Spot's not $40 better than Yellow Spot, at least in my opinion. I think it's probably the best all-around spot whiskey in the range, the 12-year Yellow Spot. So, yeah.
I can't contest that. I've never tried it, but I'll take your word for it for sure.
Yeah, because I also like the fact that they used Malaga wine to age it in, not just finish in the Yellow Spot.
Yeah.
And if, for whatever reason, I always get this spiced banana bread note in a mid palate in the Yellow Spot, and imagine it topped with like a red pepper jam or jelly.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Just love it.
Yeah. Good palate. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That'll be on my next time for sure.
Cool.
I was reading what Jason Busey was saying here. First
Wow,
time.
we still got 17 people watching.
That's a lot, I think, at this time of night.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like we still have that many people watching.
So Jason's talking about a Balcones French oak, and it was amazing. So by me, so we have Binny's, our liquor store around us is Binny's. They have a French oak and an American oak store pick, and nobody's buying it. It's just on the shelves. Nobody's buying it. Nobody knows Texas whiskey. Unless you were watching Whiskey Tribe or something like that. Nobody knows Texas whiskey, so it sits on the shelves. And these are store picks, and they're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Other Balcones picks, the ones that are in the Steins, or I don't know what you want to call them, but they're. I wish I do have a picture of it. Hold on, and I don't know. I'm not going to buy it for $100 for the young whiskey that it is, but if I try it first, I might. But this is it. It looks like that.
Wow, cool.
I have never seen one of those.
That's Balcones.
I'll take your word for it.
Interesting.
So it's a barrel and bottle Balcones Deconstruction is what it's called.
Okay.
And for $100, you know, it was bottled on June 7th, 2016.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Distilled.
That's
So
been sitting there for a
bottled
while.
around 2019. And it's French oak. And it's put in these barrels or, barrel bottles. And they're sitting everywhere.
When they were still using their little
It's great.
5-gallon, their 5-gallon, I think, barrels.
Perhaps. Yeah. I mean, Balcones, that's what I
We were
would
using
imagine.
pretty small barrels for a long time.
It might say it on the back of the bottle.
Yeah, I don't know.
don't have a picture of the back of the bottle, but
If Matt was here, he'd be able to answer, but he seems to have disappeared again.
Yep.
I know I asked about this before. I don't know if it was on this channel or another, but somebody was able to chime in and say, they're like, yeah, you need to grab that. But I still think I want to try it before I grab it. And because there's so much of it, I feel that it's going to go to like a clearance or end of bin.
Most likely.
So I will just, I will enjoy it.
Start snagging it. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I got a ton of Balcones. I love Balcones like you have no idea. So that's why I really want to try Iron Root, like I was saying earlier.
when Balcones was available here, it was $180 just for the single malt.
Wow.
So when I saw it on the shelf, I was just like, no. I'm going to give that a hard pass.
Yeah.
And even when they discounted it to like $115, $120, it still didn't move. It just sat there. And then it went away. I don't know if it got shipped back to Balcones. I don't know if the government wrote it off and just handed it off to employees.
Shipped it
Don't
to
know.
Binny.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because the ones that I got, man, they are amazing. And yeah, I love with a cigar it has to be a cool night, because to drink that kind of high ABV, it has to be a cool night and a cigar. And it's like
the stars, the moon, the sun, everything aligns, and you're like, whoa, this is
Yeah.
weird.
I have to say, one of my favorite whiskey moments. There's an area northwest of Toronto that's famous for the hills and cottage country and loons and all, the wildlife. And I was at a cottage this past June, and one of my favorite moments was I had my pipe out, and I had this really lovely vanilla pipe tobacco under a full moon, sipping Auchentoshan and 3-wood, which just goes beautifully with vanilla pipe tobacco.
Yes.
And yeah, just
Oh.
love it.
Oh. So I was actually last week. I was recently in Mexico, and in Mexico, where I was, I would say 75% of the resort was Canadians, and I had a few that were into Scotch. So they said, but like the Scotch, they just knew a couple things, and that was fine. But I was so hoping for like somebody like you, Don. I was like, oh man, where are you? But not like we had a lot to choose from in a resort. But
I don't do resort vacations anymore. I learned once, got bored after the second day, and wanted to come back home.
oh,
So
it wasn't cold enough for you.
actually, I'm a bit of a polar bear. I can go out in -20 and I'm okay. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like me, like yesterday. So here in Chicago, yesterday it was 12 degrees.
Yep.
And I'm outside with a vest on and a long sleeve shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
People are like, "Where's your coat?"
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know. I just
At
came to
home.
Mexico.
I
This
don't really
fresh air
need
is
it.
nice.
Yeah. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to get going. I've been
Okay.
doing
Thanks
streaming
for
for
the
over
callback,
4
Mr.
hours now. So it's
Steve.
we may have to show back up again sometime here and shut things down. I don't know. But have a good night,
My
everybody.
pleasure.
All right. Good night, Steve.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Now we got to find Matt.
Yeah, I can hang out for a little bit longer, but then
You and I both.
I need to get to bed at some point. It's been
Yeah.
a long day.
That's Friday. Yeah, it's not Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up extremely early today. So, well, we got some. We still got people in the chat. So
Yeah, 15 apparently.
15, nice.
Yeah, so this green spot is really good. I'm just
I think me and Eric we get along very well. He likes a lot of things I like: cold weather and good bourbon.
yeah, I'm new to
Oh
bourbon.
yeah, he's in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He's probably friends with Scott on. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I've had too much whiskey. I know his name's Scott though. Oh. So where are you at in Canada? Because it's goddamn big.
I'm in Toronto.
Toronto. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful area. Beautiful.
Yeah. So basically, you look at the CN Tower. I'm maybe 10 or 15 minutes from there. So like right in the heart of the city.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering about Matt. Like, he came in with his Johnny Walker Blues and like talked about it for a quick minute and then left. So
Maybe he's getting a lecture from the wife. I don't know.
oh, I hope not. There's no reason for that.
No.
That is first rodeo.
Oh boy. No, I'm actually still new to bourbon relatively. I mean,
Well,
I've only
not
been
very-
drinking bourbon like seriously, maybe about a year.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot to try.
Oh, I mean, and I say that, I mean, I think whiskey is an endless. I mean, that's kind of like the beer market here too. The craft beer market is insane. And it's like, then you go into the whiskeys. So like when you adventure out just outside of bourbon, so bourbon is a close niche.
Yep.
When you adventure outside of that, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, look at this sherry cask 12-year. All of a sudden you venture into 18-year and 21-year, and all of a sudden you find a 25-year, and then it gets crazier than that. At least where I'm from, it's all relevant.
And there's one bottle that I have my eyes on, and it's on clearance, and nobody's buying it because they think that it's old and it's like it's not. So there's a 1990 Glendronach, right?
Okay.
And it's there was a fire, right? And it was pre-fire.
Yep.
And that's that bottle. But there's another one that says the same thing, and it's in a nice case. And that one sits right next to it. And people will look at that and buy that one. I think one is sold of that one. But the other one still sits here at clearance. So people are like, and these people are very hoity-toity, so to speak. North Shore, they're very, just people that knock down houses that are $12 million so they have a better view of the ocean or the lake. And it's crazy. It's called fuck you money. And that's what they have. Yep. So I was literally in the spirits room. I go there every time. And when I'm in there, there was this one time this lady came in and she's like, I would like that bottle and that bottle. And the other bottle was probably $2,000, but the one bottle she pointed at was $60,000. And I don't remember what it was, if it was a Macallan or what it was. It was $60,000. And they're like, okay, well, let me get so-and-so to get it for you. So they came in with white gloves, and they grab it, and they pull it down, and they present it, and they pull it out of the case, and they present it to her and make sure that she's happy with it. She's like, I'll take it as is. I don't want the case. What?
Wow.
She was taking it on an airplane to go to California or some nonsense. Oh, I was like, what? Give me the case. They couldn't give it to me. I was so mad. But this is the place where I shop, and they have the Glendronach, and I think it's $800 right now, and I'm seriously contemplating it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
but I want it to drop a little bit more.
Well, I know there's a place here in Toronto, and it's the weirdest place in the entire world where you think about getting really great scotch. It's called Via Allegro. It's an Italian restaurant.
Nice.
And apparently they've got like 1,500 bottles on hand in the place. And they've got like Macallan from 1937 behind the bar. Yeah. And like 1940 or late 40s, early 50s Glenfiddich, all sorts of stuff. You walk in and the entire wall is just this massive wall of whiskey. Just incredible. And I've always wondered about that 1937 Macallan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some it's an extremely rare and collectible case. This where I go, it's on the North Shore where Michael Jordan, all those people, Scottie Pippen, everybody that's somebody, they live there. They have their own area on the lake, and it's people that have money, and but people that have money don't have a sense. They just have money, so they go for the things. They're like, oh, that's got to be good. It's $60,000. Yeah, and it's like I look at that person like, you could just bought my Jeep, you crazy person. You know it.
Yeah,
Try
really.
this. It's much better, I promise.
Yeah, lasts longer too, probably.
Yeah. That's cool. What was your maybe somebody asked you this earlier, but what was your favorite of 2019?
So I'd have to probably say Port Charlotte 10. I know it's kind of a humdrum pick, but I really enjoy Legic 10 for Pete, and there's others that I enjoy, but Port Charlotte was really like the first one that I just went, wow, and just give me the entire bottle right now. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Even now, I've been fortunate enough to try other expressions like the MC01, MRC01. There's a 12-year-old called the Oleg Verkal that's just magic. I've loved every single Port Charlotte expression that I've had.
I had some Port Charlotte. I don't know which one it was. It was at a friend's house. He was a big. He's into Scotch too.
Yeah.
but that wasn't part of our. There was an end game to that, so that was kind of like the beginning.
Okay.
I don't know which one it was though. But it was good. And there's definitely there's pork salads everywhere here. So
Yeah. Yeah, the 10 easily is my go-to peach. Just absolutely love it.
nice.
Yeah.
I think my Scotch game is good, but like obviously my bourbon, like that's the forefront. And
Yeah.
then like I like Scotch, but there's just not enough people around me that like Scotch. Other than when I watch this channel, I get in my Scotch moods and I'm like, yeah, and I start playing everything and
Yep.
and then all of a sudden like Matt gives me ideas and all of a sudden I make it happen and it's crazy.
Yep.
But let me see, Eric over here. Eric, he was asking me newly opened Willet. My last sip of newly opened Willet. Which one, bourbon or rye? That would make a difference. And if it's a bourbon, which bourbon? What's the proof? What's the year? But I do like my Willet ryes. I have a store pick rye that's amazing. It's a 6-year. So good.
Nice. Yeah, so Richie G was asking me any chance of an Irish review channel? No.
You don't do channels?
No. I'm
You
not
do
really.
Instagram?
Nope.
No. You just
No,
this is you right here, right now.
Yeah, I'm whenever I get an invite or I'm on Discord, that's pretty much it.
Good.
I just keep it simple, and I just a lot of work to have a channel, and I don't have the time to dedicate to it to do it justice. And an Irish review channel's pretty narrow, to be honest. So
Yeah.
the other thing too was he was asking about Glendale 13 earlier, which I happily have. I happily have a bottle of it here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just absolutely love it.
I'm so like Matt must be making bacon or something. Like where he just disappeared.
Yeah,
This might be the first.
yeah. Whiskey Crusaders live stream without Matt for a big part of it.
It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Eric's asking.
Bonus rye. ECBP
Yeah.
B519. Okay, that's good. That's good bottle. In Lagavulin 16. Nice.
Yeah, I've only had one of those, and it's the Lagavulin. So, yeah.
I got the Lagavulin and I have the B519.
Okay.
The Balcones rye I do not have. Let me
So-
see my Balcones.
Yeah, I think Matt's become ghost and rare at this point.
Yeah. This is my Balcones I got. It's the cask reserved Rumble.
Okay.
I really, really like this. I got 2 bottles. I got it I'm the real cheap here in Illinois because nobody knows what it is.
Nice.
Eric's like he's snoring.
I think that's Matt snoring in the background. Yes.
Is it really? Hold on, wait. Let's everybody be quiet. There's somebody snoring. Is this the first?
Well,
This has
whatever.
got to be the first. There's not. I don't have his phone number. It's not like I can just call him and wake him up.
but that is definitely him snoring because it is not my dog.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I don't know what to do.
I might have his phone number.
I have his email. He stole that move from Donald.
Yeah, I've done that in a couple of the Discord chats where just lights out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm like exhausted, I'll be okay and then just done.
Just let it roll.
Thankfully,
He's like, I'm drinking with my friends. I just want to hang out.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's it.
Uh,
I mean, if he doesn't come back shortly, I'll give him a buzz and see what happens.
yeah, give me a little shaky.
So,
I think it's hilarious. Awesome at the same time.
all right, I'm probably going to do my last pour.
Which one?
Why the hell not? I'll just go big. Redbreast 21.
Oh, I'll join you.
Nice.
I'll join you.
Cool.
Now I showed you the Irishman, right? The Irishman that I had. You were
No.
here at the time.
Which?
You were not here at the time.
No, I wasn't.
Oh. In my opinion, this one takes the cake as far as Irish, and I have Tree 3 Middleton, but I haven't opened it yet. But this one, the Irishman,
Cask strength? Okay.
strength, 2014.
Okay, because I've got the other Walsh cask strength Writer's Tears,
Okay.
and I've had both. Now, it depends on year to year, and I generally find that the Writer's Tears is a bit richer
Okay.
in terms of the fruit. But when it comes to the malt component, the Irishman is actually a bit more pronounced. So it's kind of, what do you prefer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a group of guys like this one was a little bit more heavy-handed over the 21,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
definitely.
21 with you.
Okay. Cool.
So on the new releases that they have out, I don't know what it was. Was it the 15? Was a lesser ABV?
Well, the 15 is a 46. The Lustal,
46.
yeah. The Lustal is 46. The 12 cask strength is anywhere between generally like 54 to 58% in that area.
Yeah.
And the 12 is 40%.
I want to say it was the 18, and it's now 40%. It went from 46 to 40% with the new release. The newer box that it comes in. Yeah, it was a thing. I read it on the internet, and then when I went to the store, it was true. I was like, oh, that sucks.
I've not seen it. So, what is the mash bill on your average Irish whiskey? Richie Z wants to know. Well, it depends on the style. I mean, for pot still, it's got to be minimum of 30% malted barley, minimum 30% unmalted barley, and up to 5% of other grain, which they came up with in 2012. I personally think it's bullshit at this point because historically the way they did in Ireland was they could add up to like 30% of other grain on top of the malted and unmalted barley. So hopefully that changes. But at this point, that's the pot still. And then, of course, you've got single malt, which is the same definition as in Scotland. And then you've got single grain, which, of course, like Scotland, means it just produced at one distillery. But in Ireland, I think it can contain up to 30% of malt, and then the rest has to be grain component.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Richie Z, that Lestau is really, really good.
It is.
They're talking about giving it some time to open up, and when it does open up, it's amazing.
Yep. And I will say it makes amazing Irish coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you do homemade Irish cream, which I did over the holidays, I got the Lustau and I got the Lent dark orange chocolate. And that's what I made my homemade Irish cream with. And it was wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're not bothered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't met anyone yet that doesn't like this.
Oh, this red breath. No, and I'm not saying I don't like it. This is amazing.
No. But I mean, like everybody that I've ever introduced it to or I've heard has tried it, just loves it.
So with the Red Best 21, my story behind it. First of all, Binny's, the liquor store that's predominantly around me,
Yep.
huge liquor store, many stores. They rated this a 100. It's the first whiskey they rated a 100.
Wow.
So it was a big deal in people that were looking after whiskey or sought after whiskey and all their reviews and stuff like that.
Yep.
Secondly, so I was like, it was on my forefront. So I'm like, oh, I want to get this, like going out for the guys trip. And so a bunch of my friends are all Irish. So we all go out and we stay out in the middle of Michigan and we shoot guns and we fish and we, golf, and that's a guy's trip. It's a week long and there's no cell phone service. It's amazing. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to bring this. It's going to be amazing. These guys are going to love it. So I was at a liquor store literally not far from my house, and I walk in there and talking to the guy, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Redbreast 21. I'm like, small liquor store. So I was surprised to see it. So I'm like, how much for that? He goes, oh, $220. I'm like, $220. And I did not need it at the time. It was not even close to November yet.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'll take that. And so he explained to me that there's a gentleman in the military that comes in and he orders it by the case, and that he still had a couple bottles. So by the case, it was $220. So I got it for a really good price. So I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, here it retails maximum $240 Canadian. So
Well, $240 Canadian. So
Yeah.
it's $300 here everywhere.
yeah,
$300.
here the most expensive I get it for is $240 Canadian.
That's
So,
a deal.
Yep. Recently, I actually got one on a discount on that because the box was damaged. It had some like surface damage and crumpled and rumpled, and store manager was like, "Okay, discount." And yeah,
Yeah, I mean, look at mine's the old case. It's the old case.
Yep.
The old box.
yep.
It's not even the
the new
old case.
rebrand.
And now it has a nice wood end and
Yep.
it's real pretty.
So Richie Z was asking, does unmalted barley give Irish whiskey that cereal note? It can,
Oatmeal. Yeah.
but the unmalted barley is also really responsible for the spice in the pot stills. So the higher percentage of unmalted barley, the higher the spice content. So, yeah, I have to say, though, one of the best damn whiskeys for the money, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's just
spice, tropical fruit, just magnificent.
Yeah, it's butter and biscuits.
Mhm.
Butter and biscuits. The tropical fruit for sure. But it just keeps lingering, and it doesn't just like bite you in the back because
Nope.
it's just so good.
It's a
It
very
just goes on forever, and you could talk, and then all of a sudden, like 3 seconds later, you're like, oh, I'm still. Oh, it's a new taste. It's
Yep.
yeah.
It's kind of a soft, kind of oak tannic finish that just coats your mouth, and you're like, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
this is time to ask Donald and Dan what, Richie Z.
The secret to life, happiness, richness.
What man's phone number is? What's his wife's phone number? I guess that'd be more weird, but hey. Wake up your husband. He's running out of minutes. He's gonna have to pay more money. Like literally, if we get off, it's still live.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Oh man. D&D hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to. Oh man. He's snoring away. I mean, like, did he like fall over on the floor and just start like he was so into like he was so ready to like drink that Johnny Walker Blue. It might even still be poured there, actually.
Maybe.
Ah.
I sent them a text message. So
This is this will be down in the books. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm going to Kentucky next weekend. So next weekend I will be in Kentucky, and some of the places we're hitting is Castle and Key. We're going to hit Heaven Hill, Peerless. We have a Peerless pick. Our club is doing a Peerless pick. We already picked the barrels. One of them was it was a barrel that was leaking, so it was a half barrel, and we picked it, and we're naming it Baby Yoda because they're all coming in 200 milliliter bottles, which is great. So that's pretty cool, and it's really good. By the way, just saying that it's really good. And then we're staying at Kentucky Owl, so we're hanging out with Dixon Dedman. And that's going to be a treat all in itself. And we're having dinner with him, and then we're going to be entertained with his own whiskey cave or whatever you want to call it. So that should be fun. We're doing a bottle share. So I have my work cut out for me to like figure out like I don't want to bring like 22 bottles, but like maybe one or two. Well, what do I bring? You know, like it's you're put in a spot and you're like I don't know. And then we're doing a Buffalo Trace on Saturday.
yeah, Buffalo Trace and Woodford are probably two of my favorite bourbons. Or I should say specifically Eagle Rare 10 and the Eagle Rare 17.
Sure, you were Rare 17.
Yeah, I've had a few pours of it because there's a bar locally that has some stuff stashed. So I've gone in and had a few pours, and I really enjoy the Woodford Double Oaked.
Oh, I have a Woodford Double Oak that'd blow your mind.
The Double Oaked?
No, Double Oak.
Okay.
You ever had a store pick?
No, we don't get them here. So, Richie, I do not have a bottle of Patty's
I got 3 of these because they're amazing.
Oh wow. Okay.
It is just chocolate syrup. It's so good.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, here we don't get any bourbon store picks.
Yeah, I figured.
Occasionally what'll happen is we'll get like I guess you'd call it a Scotch store pick.
Yeah.
Like right now it's a 21-year-old Aaron single cask that we have here. But the last one that I had was a Tomatin, and it was awful.
Oh,
It was like drinking
It's nothing.
sherry vinegar. Just awful.
then you second triple guess the next time they have a pick.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like most of these are store picks.
Yep.
So like this Bellashin, that's a store pick.
Okay.
The Singatory Vintage, this one was a store pick.
Okay.
I have a oh man. This right here is a store pick. This Cavalan,
Wow.
Vinny store pick. This one
That's-
was also on clearance.
That's pretty
150
awesome.
bucks.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love Binny's has so many store picks. So there's also another liquor store. It's Garfield's. They have a lot of store picks. I have smaller liquor stores. We actually, as a club, we have to use these smaller liquor stores. They're also a part of our club. We utilize each other. So if they get a barrel pick of something, we will distribute it through our bourbon club.
Okay.
As long as we're a part of the pick. So if we're along for the pick and we get to say, hey, here are the tasting notes. Here's what we liked. All of a sudden, like we have 500 guys in our bourbon club
Yep.
throughout Facebook that'll be able to say, hey, I want to buy that. Otherwise, we have about 200 guys just physically in the club. And so it works out really well. So it's a one hand feeds the other. So you use us that has knowledge, has good taste buds, and in 99 times out of 100, I mean, every pick that we've had has been really good. And I'm not just saying it because I'm part of the club. It's really good. Like, so for instance, I don't know if you watch Bourbon Blind. So Bourbon Blind is
I have from time to time. Yep.
so I know Richie Z does, and Richie Z, I believe he was on the same live that I was on with them. But I sent them a whole bunch of picks. Best of 2019. I'm telling you, like the best of the best of the best of 2019. Put it all in one basket, and I sent it to them, and we tried them all, and they rated them one through 6.
Okay.
And one of them, the one that Kyle picked, was his favorite. Was our store pick Smoke Wagon MGP
Oh, cool.
over everything else that was like distributed, like very high end stuff. Because like what we have is amazing. It's really good. Like there's a 1792 foolproof that we have. Amazing. I'm like, holy cow, this is really good. So it's just we only been around a year and a half. And it's so we have a lot going for us, but I think in the future, like we have so many liquor stores that are reaching out to us now, which is pretty cool. Like trying to get us to do picks for them, and but we have to get a share of it. It has to be one feeds the other. So but it's fun. Are you a part of any clubs out in Canada?
No, not currently. There's not really too much here, but what I tend to do is when I throw, like, say at my birthday event or whatever, I'll get people that are interested in, and one of my friends is a real Isla fan.
Nice.
He's just a complete smokehead.
Yeah, so am I.
And I'll bring like 40 or 50 different bottles. Have at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you were late to the game on this live. I know that. So today I picked up. I picked this up. I found this in a liquor store.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I found that in the liquor store. They have many bottles. So I was like, I'll try it first, and if I want to, I'll come back. It's been there since 2015. It'll probably still be there tomorrow. And then I also got my first Octomore. It's a 10-year.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this liquor store, they've had it forever, and I'm like, okay. So I spent a couple bucks today.
Yeah, I can bet.
So the fact that Matt came on and he's like, hey, jump on with us and let's do this. And I'm like, yeah. Like, that's why my table looks like what it does.
Nice.
So awesome bottles. And awesome people that are still hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to pursue this matter.
I think
3 hours and 15 minutes.
somebody's tried calling him.
Numerous people.
Messaged him, so I've still got some red breast left. So
Yeah, me too. You and I both. There we go. Yeah, I can't go to bed without drinking it.
I think they'd call that a sin in Ireland.
Oh, yeah. So, DJ Woon Woon, what are you still drinking since you're say no to Pete? Eric, I know you're drooling over what we're talking about, but what are you drinking? And Richie Z, what are you drinking? And then Jason Coates, what are you drinking?
Oh, I love Eric Waite's comment. Yeah. That's the mystery. It's like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, right?
Yeah. We have to sit here and look at all Matt's booze like, oh.
Yep.
Foursquare rum. Interesting. I have an awesome rum that I was also a store pick at one of the liquor stores that I go to, and it's so I in my 20s I was a huge rum and coke guy. So this rum that I got, and I drink it neat, and it's amazing.
Nice.
So I have friends that come over, and they're also like, they're not really big into the spirits the way we are. So when they come over, I try to like just kind of like, oh, you like rum? So here, try this rum. And yeah, they're like, oh yeah, this is really good.
Cool. I think I've seen Foursquare here only a couple of times. So, yeah, there's one of my friends is crazy huge into rum. I mean, the guy can walk into his liquor cabinet and there's a 25-year-old bottle of El Dorado just sitting right there. Yeah.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, nice. Classic laddie. Nice, Eric.
Yeah, good stuff.
I mean, you can see how many people are on here.
Right now, actually,
I'd have to look at my phone.
Me too.
17. Still says 17. Actually, 16 because one of them's passed out.
Yep.
Oh man, poor Matt. I can't believe this is the first time, at least that I know of, and I've been on a lot of lives that I know of.
Well,
Anybody else know of anybody else that's passed out on a live? During a live?
certainly for Matt.
Hardy whiskey. That's still 10-year-old. Oh. What's 10-year-old? Right now I'm drinking the Redbreast 21 with Don. Mm.
Oh, there he is.
No way.
Yep.
I'm still
He's
here.
alive!
I had to go in the other room.
Oh, I can't stop laughing.
No, I'm not dead. That's always a plus.
Oh, this is great.
You're doing the red breast one. It's a good choice.
And he right in. Boom. Oh,
It's all good.
how you doing, Matt?
Good.
Yep.
You're 320. Holy crap.
Yeah, you were gone for a while.
Little while.
Yeah,
Checking on my kids. I think I took a little nap with them. It's all good.
Yeah, we heard you.
It's good.
If you need to get out of here, we understand, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it like 12 more minutes. I'll go to bed.
Yeah, you were playing around with the Johnny Blues, and then all of a sudden you were out.
Yeah, it's 3:18 here, so you know.
Oh, I know.
It's pretty late.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah, I appreciate the invite.
yep. I've got to get going because I want to be able to be up in the morning. So
It is the morning.
it
I
is.
understand completely.
All right, chaps. Have a good evening.
Good night, Donald. Thank you.
Cheers, Donald.
Good night.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
So we were drinking Redbreast 21, me and Donald.
Always a good choice.
Yeah. He talked me into it.
It's a good one for
Yeah.
sure.
Nothing was more funny. We just hear you snoring in the background.
That's-
It was funny. I'm surprised you woke up from your slumber. We're like, I don't know what to do. Like people are texting you, and I'm like, I don't have his phone number.
No, it's all good.
Good. Seen and done worse, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Could have done much worse, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even know who hell's number this is. That's the best part.
Yeah. Somebody had your number. You didn't even know it.
That's a little scary. I don't know.
Oh man.
Someone has it, but I don't know who.
Probably Richie. He has everybody's number.
Could have been Donald for all I know. Who knows?
Yeah, Don said something about texting you and calling you.
That's funny.
Yeah. If you need to get out of here, man, I understand. I'm on my last sip.
Now we'll go a few more minutes. And like I said, about 3:30, I'm done.
Yeah. You're on a mission.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, you made my night.
Good. I'm glad we did that. Always a plus.
Well, if you look at the table of whiskeys,
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Good.
That's-
Oh, there's this.
I opened
absurd.
6 bottles.
Oh dear God! There's like 30 up here. It's absurd.
Well, that's typical Matt. I mean, you don't surprise me. But for me, that's just
It's a late night.
yeah. Well, it is a late night, and I didn't. Actually, right before this whole thing perspired, I was like, maybe I'll go to bed and get up early and make breakfast for the wife. That's not happening.
There you go. Oh, that's not happening.
Maybe I'll take her out to breakfast. And hey, cheers to everybody that's still just freaking hanging on, man. You guys are awesome.
If you still got 15 at 3:30, you must be doing something right.
Yeah. Well, me and Don, we were hanging on to him, I think. I know Richie Z, I don't know if the guy sleeps.
Oh, I don't think so either.
He's on everything. Like, I can't be on everything, but he's on everything that I'm on. And I know he follows me on, and I follow him on Instagram. Richie Z is a good guy.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
Yeah.
I will pick all this crap up tomorrow.
You're speaking the truth, brother. I'm looking around. I'm like, wow. I got a lot to put away myself.
Yeah, so apparently Dylan tried to call me. That's funny.
That's Dylan. That's it. Yeah. So different being on the channel than watching the channel, because usually I'm like, no, don't leave. And here I am. I'm like, this is awkward. What do I do? Where's Matt?
Yeah. Yeah, I will give you notes on the Ghost and Rare when I'm actually like functional.
You don't have to give me notes.
I see no point in giving Eric Evanson any notes at this point. It's good. It's the best. It's good. It's the best I can give you because I've had a lot to drink tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm most of this tired.
And whatever you were drinking before you started this channel.
This is true too.
There's factors. Me, I had one Octomore. I was so excited. It was my first Octomore tonight.
Oh, this is your first night to have one?
I've never had Octomore before.
Oh,
this guy at the liquor store, he owns a liquor store, and it's always been in the case. And I'm like, so there's no bourbon out, so there's nothing. I'm not buying anything. And I'm like, so I'm just talking to the guy, and I'm like, so when's your next, because he has 10 or 20% off scotch all the time.
Mm.
When's your next 20% off? He goes, if you buy it now, I'll give you 20% off. Okay. He did the same thing when I bought all the the Ardbeg Supernova.
Oh, nice.
So I bought 2 bottles from him because so where I live out north, nobody buys scotch. Nobody knows anything about scotch. So I get my way with scotch out north.
Perfect.
And so anyway, and I love the Supernova is my jam. Like that's so far, I think I like that a little bit better than the Octomore. Actually, the Octomore is definitely what I've heard is like a stinky cheese. It is a big stinky cheese, and it'll grow on me. And it's something I'm happy I have it. I'm not unhappy, but it was really good.
Yeah,
but not as good as Supernova. Supernova is like, wow. And I know you have Supernova. You had Supernova up on your desk there earlier.
I did, for sure. Just one of these two. That's our code.
Oh, man.
Supernova. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. So it's like I need to do this just to be like you. Do this and maybe this. And put it way over here and knock it down a little bit. There we go. And there we go. And then all the bottles. Yeah. This one. That one. Yeah. I'm just like you.
There you go.
You're my inspiration, Matt.
Because, let's see here. Oops. Yeah, I mean, this is all the whiskey we had tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of whiskey. Needless to say, there's been a lot of whiskey involved.
I know. If I ever make it to Texas, I don't care the distance. I'm coming over to your house.
There you go. Sounds like a plan.
It'll be a good time, I promise you.
Oh, I have no doubt.
And I don't come empty-handed
Even better.
ever.
I try.
Well, we're 30 seconds from 2 minutes, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Think it's time to hit the hay? I can last all night just to let you know. So before you say another word.
Usually I can. Of course, I worked my real job today, and then
Yeah, today's Friday. That's a different.
Bill's whole thing for like, I don't know, like 2.5, 3 hours. And then this one, another 3. So good go.
People that are sending in text messages or messages in general, they don't seem to be too drunk because everything is in. They're using the proper English and.
Oh, I keep everything on silent for as far as the channel goes.
Oh,
Because on the phone, you can't have people like, phone going off or whatever.
yeah.
You're trying to stream. Seems rather silly.
I read it on the side, and then I'm learning. This is only my second time I've been on a live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you keep your sound on silent and you keep your phone on silent during it.
Yeah.
So you squat.
I understand.
It's one of those things. Yeah, I mean, total thing go a long time, but 3:30 is for like 6 hours in total.
Yeah, this is it's a record for me.
See, until somebody needs you, it's fine. It's when somebody needs you, it's a problem.
Yeah. Well, my wife went to bed early tonight because she wasn't feeling well. So I was like, okay, yeah, go to bed. We'll wake up. We'll get things done tomorrow. It's gonna be a whole different story when she wakes up. We're thinking we're going out to breakfast tomorrow, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's make breakfast at home.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I'll wake up tomorrow at noon to be good. Maybe later.
Noon would be great. I don't think that's happening, but
my kids don't care, so they're good about leaving me alone in the mornings on the weekends.
Yeah. Well, man, you got to make you're doing something right there, man. My friends that have kids, oh man, they tell me horror story. I don't have kids. I just have a little puppy. So.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They're a total pain. It's the way it goes.
Yeah, they stay awake with you because you're more fun at night than you are during the morning.
Absolutely.
That's what my wife tells me.
All right. Yeah, Eric's going to bed too. So good night, Eric.
Yeah, good night, guys.
I am shocked what ridiculous hour I still have 12 people in here.
Yeah. Considering the first hour was like 10 people.
Yeah, for real, right? It's crazy.
Well,
the good news is all our friends are crazy, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, we all like the same things, and that's what keeps us close.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's time to go.
Sounds like a plan.
Everybody else is leaving. With Eric and Richie and Jason. You guys have a good night.
No matter what, even on the West Coast, it's still 1:30 in the morning, so I'm sure it's time for us to wrap this puppy up. And
well, I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes putting shit away too.
Oh, I get that completely.
Because my wife's going to be like, "I went to bed. You were upstairs. Now you're downstairs in the basement." Yeah, that happened.
Exactly, it happens. It happens.
Well, Matt, thank you so much.
It's been a while. Appreciate it, man. Cheers, everyone in the chat. Hope you guys had a good time. Excuse me for our ridiculous extra 3.5 hours of fun. So we'll see everybody on Monday night with It's Bourbon Night. So I will talk to you guys later. So if you stay on for a minute, Dan, I'm gonna hit the end live stream here. We'll talk to everybody later.